we see the trap where they keep setting for the People's National Party and poor Mark Golding. Remember, I said Mark Golding was perfect, you know. And whatever happened on that PJ time, and Mama P time, and Peter Phillips time, we don't want to focus this so. Right about now, and Mark Jefferson Golding, PNP, we attack, and he have a slate of candidates behind him where we can say, yes, whatever the PNP would have done in the past, them they are under PJ and Portia and Peter Watch. Under this man and Mark Jefferson Golding, me say people we not find nothing wrong. Any wrongdoing when the People's National Party are them individually want to commit whatever they want to commit. But for the PNP and the Mark Jefferson Golding, we have to tip we had to him because he's doing an exceptional job. And to them and those who are asked the opposition to do more, come on now, my people. We know in a government, you know. We send them to parliament to advocate on our behalf and tell the God Almighty truth. You don't realize that the PNP now drop no catch. Eh? Remember, we give them the duty to represent our various constituencies, you know. Yeah? It's just a pity that my candidate never win. Several of you have no candidate never win. But we are give God thanks to the 28 where God bless we eat with so that the opposition can be stronger. And sometimes it breaks my heart when you hear people say, oh, the opposition weak and the opposition must go and do more and the opposition and they have to come protest. Protest what and where? Anybody want go protest no galang in a son go kick up on yourself and protest. Me no want none of bring no more to me good Mark Jefferson Golding and the 27 MP where they behind him. And not them figure go make no charge and protest. And we civilians and we the people have this country must go in a son go demonstrate and protest. Me no want none of the call for the opposition PNP if you lead no charge into no protest. We vote for them so they can go in a parliament go represent we are not that them a do. Every single day of the week, Mark Jefferson Golding PNP a show up the government. Our duty as opposition is to hold the government to account. And at that Mark Golding at the same no want nobody a lead non charge about opposition week and Mark Golding fit this and with his shoe out and with his step out. One more shoe out and step out to no want them to do. Eh? One more show out and step out. You know what them to do. The opposition is doing a superb job, and that is to hold the government to account. And at that we see them do, and at that we send them to do. If you need one them to govern and go to the things them and come out on the yard and sabotage. Hello, I know one beat out somehow this blessed morning, you know. I don't want to go there this morning, you know, but when I see someone, you know, they come lead charge, but people fi come protest. Eh? Protest what? Anybody want protest at Uno civilian and Jamaican figure gather and protest and leave the 28 MP them make them do their job. And then job is to represent you and I in the parliament, not non town center or in a no square or if you gather up and roundabout a protest. Then job is to go to the parliament to represent you and I. Any protest one no want take place, and if you get up off on the backside and go to the town center them and the square go backyard and demonstrate. Eh? Yes! Tired of them now, man. Every day you see them on social media about protest and Mark Golding for protest me backside. Eh? You don't want to lead protest and chat. When I couldn't not get up off on the bed and go lead protest and top call Mark Golding name. The man are doing job. And the 27 MP them behind him are doing a wonderful job. And that is to represent the various constituencies in parliament, not out and on town center. If things get bad and they want to join in to a protest, fine. But me no want to know they come call down Mark Golding and the opposition fi come lead non charge non protest. Could you know think Mark Golding has nothing to do? The country mash up and he's trying to fix it. He man no PJ, he man no Portia, he man no Peter Phillips. He's Mark Jefferson Golding. And we appreciate his style of leadership and a hit we are work with. One leaders, according to Mama P. Now that Mama P say, one leaders. And a Mark Gold in our leader right now, and him we are work with. And so far he's doing a damn good job. Now, make us see if I can sit down good. Jamaica people what they going in the country. What is happening? I don't see me, I kill time. If tune into this press conference, I don't see me I bust up the mouth and I go and say, people, at the press conference, me I kill some talk, I mean, I want good on in the meat of the matter, and now press conference go start and kick me off guard. I don't see me I rub, me just go and rub and bust up the things, them and just count down the time to the press conference. I don't want go in the hot topic them, and then you hear say me have to go come off of me high horse to go tune into the press conference. And that me I run from people. Uncle Joma, long time I not see you in a class, sir. A very pleasant good morning, Uncle Joe. I don't want to call you out, But when my average supporters, them, every now and again I see them leaving a comment. I wonder if I should ask you to stand up at the doorway, or should I make you have a seat? Your Uncle Jomo, fabulous, thank you for the follow. Jamaica people, class I got nice this morning. And let me just use this. What they go on here so this morning make so much people over here. Class just a start at 400 and other them. I love the support. This is what we are capable of doing. And let me just use this opportunity to remind you all the supporters, every comrade, come the 26th of June, I will be launching a drive right here. Yes, man, a transition into YouTube. So don't think me I forget me TikTok, no. But I will be going on YouTube as well, streaming concurrently, simultaneous. And my studio is coming on nicely. My desk and chair, my lighting, my background, everything. Good studio I set up. But I need a proper laptop. One of those laptops that can have all of the features them. Yeah, for us to have a smooth YouTube. Yes, man. So come the 26th of June, I'm looking for you guys' support. So see, I'm going to come over here and gather up. May I look for over here full come the 27th, the 26th. It's on a Friday, the last Friday of June. And all I want to put on the $10 and the $20 and the $5 who can reach for your 50, who can reach for your 100, depending on how deep your pocket is. I'm looking for the support. My target is $800. I know God will bless me to raise it right here on this platform. I'll be providing the Zelle. I'll be providing the Cash App, the Scotia account, you name it. I will have it so you guys can show your love and support because them are kind of good teaching. Must depend on YouTube so people can able to play back. I am tired of persons reaching out, asking how can they rewatch the show and TikTok just finish whenever the live ends. So I'm asking everybody to support me come the 26th of June. We're going to raise some money. Yeah? So we can start up with YouTube. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you to all who are here. Moderator, can you kindly just signal me when the press conference is about to start so we can listen and tune in live? Jamaica, until the press conference come on stream, I think I need to start with one of the hot topics because there are so much this morning. Where should I even start? Jamaica? When I look on what is happening in our parliament, I have to ask myself the question, how did we get here? How did we get here as a nation? Huh? No, me have to ask, how did we get here as a nation? Thank you, me head boy. Big up yourself, Howard. How we reach Yasso, Jamaica? Eh? Jamaica. Let me see if I can go up a university hospital. Me know now wait pan for hear about the Andrew Wheat. Them that they are the hot topics. So no have to go stick around and stay. For all of them, the hot topic there. Morning, Uncle Blair, big up yourself, Uncle. Jamaica. I would have listened to the Public Account Committee. A committee on which it comprises of both the Labourites and the PNP. And when you listen to the narrative that Roy Clark and Xavier Main try to put out against this man, the former CEO, yeah? They create the impression that what this man told the PAC meeting is unbelievable. Based on his statements in the PAC, you know. They try to create, thank you, Brat, an impression that this man, one of the time I hear, you know, about the moment he saw the man's face, he thought that he was a good man. But after listening to his statements, just the utter disrespect, all because the man has speak and he might tell the people them in the PAC meeting that what transpired to the downfall of the University Hospital of the West Indies is because of Christopher Tufton, the minister's intervention, and overrule his suggestion as the CEO so that Tufton can put who him want there, an unprofessional individual, and no wonder we are in this predicament. So Jamaica, I want you guys to listen to the PAC meeting findings, because when this man first spoke and said that they had a meeting, a thorough meeting on finding a suitable candidate to run the university hospital, Roy Clark and Juliet Cuthbert Flynn and Xavier Main, all of them gang up on the man, you know, and asked the man to come up with the minutes. And when they brought the minutes to the PAC meeting, only 2 paragraphs were available. Only 2 paragraphs, you know, and these meetings would have lasted for hours. But yet still, only 2 little paragraphs was available on that day. And so they make it seems like the minutes never done. And so what this man is saying is up to no good. But little did they know that the investigating team went and dig up and find the minutes for that meeting. And for the record, it shows Jamaica a thorough hours and hours of deliberating in a meeting, but yet still, they made it seem as though the meeting wasn't so successful. Not much came out of it, only 2 little paragraphs. Well, Jamaica, the truth come out. And I want you to listen carefully to what the PAC meeting discovered. Listen to this.
Former board chairman of the University Hospital of the West Indies, UWI, Wayne Chai Chung, had told Parliament's Public Accounts Committee, PAC, that his management team carried out an extensive recruitment and selection process. But last week, acting UWI CEO Eric Hosin told PAC chairman Julian Robinson that there was very little in the board minutes that supported Chai Chung's account.
And the only reference of all the minutes that you checked, and you said you would have checked for the period from pretty much a 1 year period.
Yes.
The only reference to the CEO would have been what?
Found in the July 19, 2023, which was attached, and the only mention of the selection process or employment for candidate can be found there. And there is really nothing
else
that states that the board approved anyone to be the CEO.
Government PAC members seized on the claim to suggest that Chai Chung may have misled them. But during Tuesday's sitting, Robinson read into the record that additional documents have been provided by the UA's Human Resource and Customer Services Committee, which support Chai Chung's account of the CEO recruitment process. Those documents reportedly revealed a lengthy and structured recruitment process.
There is also a copy of an email from the board requesting that members confirm and approve the process. And this seemed to have been done by round robin because there are copies from board members who indicated their support for the process to go ahead. So members, we have before us in detail the discussions that took place. To the committee when he was here. I think this fully supports his testimony here before the committee.
Khaleesi Wright for Nationwide News.
Una hear me? Una hear me? I think the live went down a while ago. I don't know if you saw them fight the platform, you know. Thank you. Okay, I think everything is back to normal now. Something went wrong at one point. You find your life just a drop. These people are dangerous that running this country. But any movement fit pitch and the dirty labor right them this morning. So me now come fi waste no time and try chung. All me know the man comes speak the mean and the rest of labor right they make it seem like say the man a liar. And now the record prove that what the farmer board to go down. One way or the other, he must go down. But we not no more time await here. So the press conference not start yet. Make a wait a little bit more because Jamaica. When I look and I see that
The police, where the police officers them there? Our police officers, you guys were supposed to meet with Favour Williams yesterday, no cycle? I don't want to tell any lie. No police officers now listen to me this morning. I need to know what was the outcome of that meeting, because Faval say she was going to have a sit down with the rank and file of the Jamaica Police Federation. Remember, they said they want their money, and Faval put off the meeting until Wednesday, which was yesterday. So, me want to ask Faval, what was the outcome of the meeting yesterday, Wednesday? And the police officers, them will listen to me on a daily basis. Can anyone of you confirm whether or not the meeting still went on? I don't know. I not accuse them whether or not. That's why they ask. Because I don't want the Labourites them come over here and say me a conspiracy theorist. So me I ask if Faval did come meet with you yesterday as promised. God's mouthpiece say it look like it never bother keep. Derval say it no keep. Oh. So why is it that Faval told us that she will be meeting with the police Wednesday the 17th, which was yesterday, on a final matter concerning the people them salary? In favor, why is it that this Jamaica Labour Party continue to use the people of this country? Make us see if I can pull it up, because yes,
Star.
The PNP press conference about to start. I am here for about the PNP press conference. As you can see, the title is a part of it right there. I am not sure what just happened to Drebrian's live. I'm not entirely sure what took place there. Please remember to hit the like button, share the live, don't keep it to yourself. It's very important for the channel that you do that, liking and sharing the video. Thanks in advance to all the ambassadors on the platform. Shout out to all the shout out to all the ambassadors. Big shout out to all my moderators as well. This press conference is warranted. It's absolutely necessary. That it happens because the situation with Andrew Wheatley it's on another level. I think he's the first. I think he's the first member of parliament to be charged for illicit enrichment or be recommended to be charged for illicit enrichment. We shall be watching the what's her name, the DPP, very very closely in how she responds where this is concerned with this object. Yeah, man, we have to watch her very very closely. You understand? So Let me just check and see if Drebrian live come back. Let me just check and see real quick. Alright. So okay, everything is muted. Live stream. Man, him kick off Drebrian, him come back still. Drebrian come back still.
What make them something you always take place when PNP fi keep press conference on YouTube? There always been some sabotage to them press conference. Why? No, sir, this not safe. This not look good. But yeah, let me try again.
I don't know what happened to their signal, but please just be patient.
There may have some other streamers experience the same thing. So, I guess we just have to wait until them figure it out. But until then, Jamaica, make we just give them some time until them sort out this press thing. But, you know, when you're live, you can't really stall. You have to know how to chip in and move on until them figure it out. Jamaica, as I was saying, me want the police officer them to tell me whether or not Faval send a formal response to them, because that was what she promised. That was what she promised, that Wednesday a formal offer will be sent to the police concerning. We will begin at midday due to a technical issue. All right. So I'm getting it from the PNP headquarters. I just got a WhatsApp that they will begin the live at 12 noon. They're having some technical. Anyway, we understand. We understand. So let us just brace for 12 noon, 7 minutes from now. So we all can just wait until 12 noon for that. Because not even midday news now go hot like this a press conference. So you know, make no sense to no left and go no, we go listen nothing else. Yes, so we are stay 7 minutes now and go kill we. 7 minutes now go kill we are still right here so till 12 o'clock when the press conference begin. Jamaica, I don't know how the police officers them are going to manage, but it's not a good look when Faval hide the police officers for over a year. And now when she fi sit down and really sit with them, she a go round and come round and can them out. Police officers, I don't know what I'm going to do, you know, but it's not a good look. Next, moving on pan the agenda. Come here, Colin. Mayor Colin Gager. I don't know if you guys saw Colin Gager disrespectful requests asking the business community and Jamaican community to build him a new municipal office. Tell me if them are Labourites and have no shame, they don't have no. What a disgraceful mayor. Where the Trelawney people them there? Colin Gager. Me want to ask the mayor, look how expensive that the Falmouth cruise ship pier. You know how expensive that pier is each time there is a call to that pier. Meaning each time a ship come into that harbor. You know say that ship have to pay an average $9,000 just to park up and dock. Trelawney Parish have a Labourite MP to the north and a Labourite MP to the south. And you are a part of South Trelawney, where the 4 councillors are Labourite and the member of parliament is a Labourite, and you for the entire parish is a Labourite, and you a walk a big business community and Jamaican people money for build back a brand new municipal corporation in Trelawney. So let me ask you something, Colin. Your MP, Miss Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, want to fear our constituency office in a South Trelawney because then tell me say she pack up and lock up the office pa uno dog. What make the Labour write them so worthless and dark and fool in a Trelawney? Imagine Dalrymple shut down our constituency office in a South Trelawney and move it Ghana Falmouth. Another constituency belonging to Tova Hamilton, and she shut down her constituency from South Trelawney and set up office in a North Trelawney in Falmouth, so that her people have been left from them constituency coming to another constituency just to see her and get some assistance. And that the people vote for? Nadine? And that uno vote for Labourites? The mayor himself sitting at 2 capacity, you know. He is the mayor for Trelawney and he is also the councillor for the Warsop division. Dalrymple move her office from South Trelawney, Ghana Falmouth, away from her own people who put her in office, to which Colin is one of her councillors. I want to ask, what the hell Colin do with the municipal money? And what Desmond give him? What me not understand if them are no shame. Me no shame pan Tova Hamilton, shame pan Dalrymple, and shame pan the entire municipal corporation of Trelawney. You want to tell me so we no have 2 MP for the entire parish and how much councillors? And no can come together and ask Desmond to sort out the municipal corporation, post in the city all place so then catch up in a Falmouth. What make them a people are careless and worthless so in the Labour Party? But just look at the man. I'm telling you already, see a sweet potato food, so me not really knock him too tough because he's a part of the community. But good God Almighty, Colin Gage, you feel do better, you know. You must do better. South Trelawney people, I don't know if you're not used to nothing good. But people tell me, say, when you left from South Trelawney and come and North Trelawney up a Falmouth, you know, want to go back home, you know. Because me, it's the only time you get little light, and when you come from North Trelawney up a Falmouth, you get little, I don't want to disrespect nobody, you know. But South Trelawney people are full time now, you know, wake up and smell the coffee because the entire country are move and left, you know. And you know, realize that Dalrymple is not there in the bush. South Trelawney with Uno. She's out and about in Falmouth while Uno stuck back in time. Colin Gager, why is it that you're begging Jamaicans and the business community of Falmouth to put you in a brand new municipal corporation? What Desmond McKenzie used the money do? And what Uno use the Falmouth Municipal Corporation money to do? Uno no have no shame. When you see the sitting councillor, the mayor, and the 2 sitting members of parliament, Tova Hamilton and Marissa Dalrymple, cannot lend any form of assistance. It tells you what the people of Trelawney had voted for. What a disgrace. What a shame and disgrace. But anyway, Jamaica, we no come fit tarry pan them, you know, because we have the hot topic them, you know, and judgment I got pitch when me touch all North Central, St. Catherine MP, Andrew Wheatley, you know, because Jamaica people, me just want to kill some more time till the press conference starts, you know, because the Labourites shall have not named peace on the internet this morning, you know. Come here, the member for Southeast St. Anne, Lord Jesus, Dr. Kenneth Russell. Dr. Kenneth Russell spoke yesterday and contributed to the sectoral debate. What a wonderful presentation. The man highlights so much that is happening in rural constituencies. So much. he would have highlighted the Labourite them. Hear me about Labourite. The library them are disappear in a rural Jamaica, which is true. You hardly see nobody go to no library anymore, go sit down and read no book. The market them is in a mess. And what I observed that is taking place Jamaica is the constant absence of the House Speaker. Very disrespectful. Yesterday when I watched the parliament, that's why I'm telling you, God not sleep, and God sits high, but he's looking down very low. So sometimes when you realize so you not see dirty ways, God not see. He might be way up in the sky beyond the blue, but he's looking down, and he's looking down very low on many this morning, starting with the government. Jamaica, Uno watch the parliament yesterday and realize how the parliament full. All Andrew in attendance, Juliet only sit down in the chair. All because what? They came to show support to Nestor Morgan, because he was the one that opened the debate yesterday. And them sit down and them attentively and them beat them desk. Yeah? And when it was time for the opposition response, Dr. Kenneth Russell, the government benches them empty. Two of them left over there. Desmond Mackenzie and I think Floyd Green. Even Juliet Holness get up. Thank you, Derval. Even Juliet Holness get up out of the chair and put Hero up there. It is a disrespect. I want to know if I saw the Jamaican people are going to just sit back and send these. Imagine you all are paying these people millions of dollars, and that's all them do. I go to parliament, go sign their name in one book, we collect the money, and then them disappear. Only the opposition, me see, I go to parliament, go sit down from start to finish. It was an absolute disgrace. And every week them come to parliament, them do the same thing. Sign them name and gone back at them yard just to collect the money. And I witness it over and over. Yesterday was a disgrace in Garden House. All of them turn up to hear Nestor Morgan speak. And the opposition was there in attendance and they sat and listened attentively. But when it was the opposition turn, Dr. Kenneth Russell, only the opposition remain to give him support. It is tasteless. Tasteless and tacky. And they need to stop it. They need to stop it. When last you see the Western St. Thomas MP, James Robertson, when last you see James Robertson in the parliament and these persons are collecting taxpayers' money? It is an absolute shame. And when I hear Dr. Kenneth Russell yesterday highlight some things will take place under this Andrew Holness government, he made reference to the Social Development Commission, SDC. The chairman that heads the SDC is a Jamaica Labour Party candidate that lost. The executive director of the SDC is a losing Jamaica Labour Party candidate. You know, hear them there's something there? The parish manager is also a losing Jamaica Labour Party candidate. And them are people, I don't know, undercover activists for the Labour Party, they all contested and lost the elections. And so all we need to know this morning, in terms of their qualification, is that they lost an election. So the question is this their reward to reward them for participating in the election by giving them big job? We don't know, so we have to ask the question. And because we don't want to speculate, we have to keep asking. It is an absolute shame. I want you to listen to the member for Southeast St. Anne, Dr. Kenneth Russell, on what he had to say in that sectoral debate yesterday. Listen this.
So we are very concerned about a very disconcerting pattern emerging at the SBC. We see a number of former JLP candidates who lost in the elections appointed to senior roles in the SBC. What do I mean? The chairman is a losing JLP candidate. The executive director is a losing JLP candidate. The parish manager of the KSA is a losing JLP candidate. These are not undercover activists.
Emotional damage.
Just a second, my moderator summoned me that the conference start. So let me just head back over there and chime in. Give me a second, the people. Thank you, Juna. Thank you, Trems.
Charges to be laid against Dr. Wheatley. I want to reiterate, reinforce, and to stand by the call made by the opposition leader for Andrew Wheatley to be removed from the cabinet of Jamaica with immediate effect. This is the first time that we have had a public official, and certainly one against Dr. Wheatley. I want to reiterate, reinforce, and to stand by the call made by the opposition leader for is the opposition leader, Mark Gold, the Jamaicans. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Jamaicans. Let me first apologize for our delayed start. We had some technical issues that we had to resolve. My name is Julian Robinson, Member of Parliament for South East St. Andrew and Opposition Spokesman on Finance. To my left is the Opposition Leader, Mark Goldin, and to my right is Senator Cleveland Tomlinson. This press conference has been convened to address the report of the Integrity Commission into issues related to Member of Parliament Andrew Wheatley and the recommendation of the Director of Corruption Prosecution for 4 criminal charges to be laid against Dr. Wheatley. I want to reiterate, reinforce, and to stand by the call made by the opposition leader for Andrew Wheatley to be removed from the cabinet of Jamaica with immediate effect. This is the first time that we have had a public official, and certainly a member of parliament, who has been recommended for charges for illicit enrichment, a very serious allegation and charge. But beyond the charges, I want to take you through the responses of Dr. Wheatley to the Integrity Commission. And it is important to note that this investigation started from 2021, 5 years ago. And if you look at the chronology, many opportunities were provided for Dr. Wheatley to respond to the questions, the queries of the Integrity Commission to provide clarification on the issues that arose. So we have had an investigation for over 5 years. I would say due process was provided to Dr. Wheatley over this period of time. And beyond the allegations, I want to look at the issue of his own credibility in the responses that he has provided to the Integrity Commission, because it goes to the heart of public trust. And I believe, based on the responses he has provided, he has lost public trust and credibility. And just on that basis, he should be removed from the cabinet. Let me take one of the findings from the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission asked Dr. Wheatley to provide information about the sale of his medical practice, Western Medical Center, for $13 million in 2013, which was paid through intermittent cash payments. Dr. Wheatley named the buyer, but he produced no receipts. The Integrity Commission independently established that the individual who was named as the buyer had been involuntarily removed from Jamaica, whether by deportation or extradition, 3 years before the transaction was allegedly to have taken place. Let me just repeat that. Dr. Wheatley said to the Integrity Commission that his medical practice was sold to an individual. He couldn't provide records. When the Integrity Commission did its own research, the name of the person he provided had been removed from Jamaica, either by deportation or extradition, 3 years before the transaction was alleged to have taken place. So that explanation was not just unsubstantiated. It was impossible. It could not have taken place. And the Integrity Commission rejected that. Let's take another issue that arose from the report. An investment scheme. Dr. Wheatley told the Commission he earned returns from a high-yield investment scheme called UWIN Antigua between 2007 and 2010. The Integrity Commission could find no evidence that this scheme existed. There were no records. But more importantly, the explanation or the records were not in Dr. Wheatley's own statutory declarations for the entire period. And he only raised this in 2024,
when part of the investigation into illicit enrichment. So there is, again, an issue of credibility. Dr. Wheatley represents to the commission one thing, and then on investigation, it is found that it is totally opposite. The third issue, Dr. Wheatley had indicated to the commission that he had received rental income of approximately $143 million. Naturally, the Integrity Commission asked for the names of those tenants, receipts, etc. Dr. Wheatley said that those persons were protected under the Data Protection Act, and as such, he could not provide that information. When he was pressed further, while he was able to provide some names and some substantiation, he could not substantiate the entire amount of $143 million, which he claimed came from rental income. The fourth issue relates to commercial loans, that 5 Bank of Nova Scotia loans were taken out in Dr. Wheatley's name, spanning over the period 2013 to 2021. But these were never ever declared in his statutory declarations. His explanation was that these commercial loans were related to a joint venture with a business partner and didn't involve personal finances. But that was rejected by the Integrity Commission, because once a loan is taken out in your personal name, you are required to declare that to the Integrity Commission. So again, a very clear, and I would say deliberate omission. The fifth issue relates to his ownership of lands in East Kirkland Heights, which were subdivided into 20 strata lots. 14 of those were sold over a 4-year period. None of this was reflected in his statutory declarations of 2013, 2014, 2015, or 2016. 6 of the lots were transferred to him solely. It wasn't until 2017 that any reference to a subdivision appeared at all. The Commission obtained the full picture through information from the National Land Agency, independent of the information that would have been provided by Dr. Wheatley. Again, this is not just a matter of an oversight. These are sales from assets that he would have had, which he would have been required to declare to the Integrity Commission, which were not done. The sixth issue is that when you look at the totality of the chronology of the events related to the investigation into Dr. Wheatley from 2021 to 2026, there is a pattern. There's a pattern of information that is not readily provided. There's a pattern of information that is provided which cannot be substantiated. And there's really a pattern of evasion. Now, anyone who operates like this, whose own credibility cannot stand the test of scrutiny, should not be a member of a cabinet. And so, in closing, we are reiterating our call for Dr. Wheatley to be removed immediately from the cabinet. I find it ironic. He was removed in 2018 after allegations of corruption, nepotism, and cronyism related to him as Minister of Energy. For some reason, he remained out of the cabinet for 7 years. Now, I don't know whether he told the Prime Minister when he was being reappointed that he was the subject of an Integrity Commission investigation into illicit enrichment. But one wonders, why would he have been reappointed if he would have known that he was the subject of an investigation? And the question has to arise. I mean, we know he's not alone. We know there are at least, from my count, 8 or 9 others, members of Parliament, we don't know whether they are cabinet ministers or not, who are also the subject of investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment. We call for those persons to declare themselves and hold up their hands, because we can't have the executive of the country dominated by people who are under investigation for serious criminal corruption. Corruption meaning having illicit enrichment means you have assets that you cannot account for based on your lawful income. The country has to draw a line in the sand, and the PMP is resolute, and we will continue to hold this government accountable and ensure that persons with that kind of track record don't have the opportunity to exercise decisions over this population. I'm going to stop here and turn to my colleague Cleveland, who will take us through some of the findings of the Integrity Commission related to the finances that were exposed. Cleveland.
Thank you, Julian. Good afternoon to the members of the media and Jamaicans watching online. The offense of illicit enrichment was enacted in domestic law in 2001, pursuant to Jamaica acceding to the Inter-American Convention Against Corruption. Article 9 of that convention requires that states that accede to the convention should recognize in its domestic law the act of illicit enrichment, which is treated as an act of corruption. Illicit enrichment, in essence, speaks to the enjoyment of a particular degree of wealth that cannot be justified, that cannot be traced back to, that cannot be linked or referenced to one's lawful and legal source of income. The Integrity Commission, having conducted its extensive and thorough investigation, concluded that Member of Parliament, Dr. Andrew Wheatley, is in breach of the Corruption Prevention Act, in particular the offense of illicit enrichment. How did it arrive at this conclusion? According to the Integrity Commission, between 2013 and 2022, Dr. Wheatley, his total known lawful income amounted to approximately $187 million. His total expenditure and assets acquired over that period, over the same period, amounted to approximately $352 million. That's a shortfall of $164 million. So how you arrive at illicit enrichment, the determination of illicit enrichment, a formula, a simple mathematical formula is incorporated. Let's assume that your wealth over a period of time amounts to $20. The assets that you have acquired, the expenditure that you have made was $20. But your income over that specified period was $10. So you deduct your income of $10 from your expenditure or your wealth of $20, which would leave a difference of $10. That $10 cannot be explained by your lawful income, which means that that $10 is treated as illicit enrichment. In the case of Dr. Wheatley, it was not $10, it was $164 million. So $164 million of his wealth could not be explained by his lawful income. And that is why the Integrity Commission concluded that this amounts to illicit enrichment. Make no mistake, the Integrity Commission provided numerous opportunities for Dr. Wheatley to explain the source of this wealth. I read the chronology, I read the report in its entirety. There were several opportunities for him to appear before the Integrity Commission in the presence of his counsel to explain and justify his source of income. So he cannot provide an explanation that he did not have the opportunity to respond. The Integrity Commission was very extensive in the opportunities that it provided him. The findings are more serious than just the $164 million of his wealth that could not be explained by his lawful income. There were bank deposits that also could not be explained. According to the Integrity Commission's report, total deposits across his 4 personal accounts for the relevant period amounted to approximately $595 million. After accounting for transfers, interest, and deposits that carried a satisfactory explanation, the Integrity Commission was satisfied with the explanation provided for that. Approximately $168 million remain unexplained. In essence, deposits to his 4 bank accounts amounted to $168 million that could not be explained. Where have we seen this before? We have seen it when the Integrity Commission produced its report into the financial conduct of the Prime Minister and his personal financial affairs, where we saw that there were deposits to the tune of millions of Jamaican dollars that could not
Emotional,
it's the same
damn it!
pattern that is emerging in this situation with Dr. Andrew Wheatley. There are also vehicle sales that could not be properly substantiated. Dr. Wheatley claimed $29 million from the sale of vehicles. The Director of Investigation was able to independently verify the sale of only 4 of the 6 vehicles claimed. No documentary evidence of sale prices was produced for any of them. That is problematic, and this contributed to the conclusion from the Integrity Commission that something was not right with the conduct of his financial affairs. Let's also look at rental income. Dr. Wheatley reported approximately $143 million in rental income over the period. When he was formally requested to provide the tenants' names, the lease agreements, and bank deposits evidence, he initially refused. Now, if you are on a mission to clear your name, I don't understand why it would be difficult for you to produce the information necessary to act as evidence in your defense. So he initially refused, citing the Data Protection Act. And the Director of Investigation determined that argument had no legal basis whatsoever under the Integrity Commission Act. Only a portion of the rental income was ultimately substantiated. So the remainder was excluded from the calculations. And that acted in his favor. Understand that. But beyond that, there were undeclared loans, commercial loans. There were loans from Bank of Nova Scotia that amounted to over 50 million Jamaican dollars that was not declared in his statutory declarations. That is a breach of the Integrity Commission Act that requires for you to completely and accurately disclose all assets and liabilities and income. And a loan is a liability. You owe it. You're supposed to pay it back. And he did not disclose that. And when I calculated the amount, it was over $50 million. I don't know how you can forget that you owe over $50 million. You know, that's unheard of. So the Integrity Commission found that to be very problematic. There was also the acquisition of land, the East Kirkland Heights development. Dr. Wheatley co-purchased land at East Kirkland Heights in 2011. The land was subdivided into 20 strata lots in 2013. 14 of those lots were sold between 2014 and 2018. None of those transactions, or not one of those transactions, appeared in his statutory declarations. The Integrity Commission requires that you include disposal and acquisition of assets in your statutory declaration. He excluded that, and this contributed to the conclusion that he omitted information required from his statutory declarations. There were 6 remaining lots that were transferred to him solely as purported gift from this joint venture. So what the Integrity Commission identified is that, according to him, he did not invest any capital in the acquisition of this land that was subsequently developed into strata lots. But then he received 6 lots as gift, and that sounds highly irregular. And in the absence of evidence to substantiate his claim, the Integrity Commission dismissed his explanation. You know, in closing, I want to say that the methodology that was utilized by the Integrity Commission in arriving at illicit enrichment is robust. It's not only utilized in the Jamaican jurisdiction, it's utilized across the world. And it's a simple and easy formula to utilize, and that it resulted in a significant amount, $164 million, being unexplained by his lawful earnings is serious accusation. And I repeat the call from your position that with this hovering him, he has no place in the cabinet of Jamaica. The office of cabinet, the office, the public office, exceeds any individual and must be treated with the appropriate dignity and respect that he deserves. He should step aside forthwith.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
Thank you. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, members of the media, for being here, and those who are watching online. Greetings. My two parliamentary colleagues have gone into some of the details of the Integrity Commission report concerning MP Andrew Wheatley, who is a minister of government. As a result of that extensive investigation done by the Integrity Commission, the Director of Corruption Prosecutions has made a decision that Dr. Wheatley should be charged with 4 offenses. The most egregious of those offenses is the corruption offense of illicit enrichment, which is part of our law, was brought into our law under the Corruption Prevention Act to give effect to our international obligations as signatories to anti-corruption treaties, which are global. It is absolutely untenable for the Cabinet of Jamaica to have a sitting minister who has been recommended to be charged with the corruption offense of illicit enrichment. That brings Jamaica's name into disrepute, both here and abroad. Furthermore, there are 2 serious charges relating to making false declarations, which is also a serious offense under the Integrity Commission Act and its predecessor, the Parliamentarian Integrity of Members Act. That prior to 18 was the law which required MPs and senators to file annual declarations. And it's important to note that what the Integrity Commission is saying is that the falsehoods in the declaration submitted by Dr. Wheatley arose both under the law prior to 2018, the Parliamentary Members Integrity Act, and the law that's existed since 2018, which is the Integrity Commission Act. So there is a long-standing pattern of these declarations not giving the true picture of the members' state of affairs. It's a statutory declaration is a comprehensive document. It requires you to disclose all your assets, personal or business, all your liabilities, personal or business, and all your income. Dr. Wheatley, manifestly, according to the report, didn't comply with those obligations, hence the recommendation that he be charged. And there is a 4th offense relating to failure to supply information required by the Commission, which is also a serious offense. So I am reiterating my call on Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of this country, to take the necessary steps to ensure that Dr. Wheatley is immediately removed from the Cabinet of Jamaica. It is true that Dr. Holness himself remains under a cloud because his declarations were the subject of a detailed report, and the findings were sent to the FID over a year ago for them to investigate further because information that the Integrity Commission had asked for had not been provided, which was necessary for them to conclude their work. That remains in abeyance. Dr. Holness took the Integrity Commission to court, seeking to challenge the constitutionality of that legislation, the Integrity Commission Act itself, which was passed by his government, and also the offense of illicit enrichment, which is in the Corruption Prevention Act, and which is an important part of our anti-corruption architecture. This is the context in which we're operating in this country in terms of governance, and it cannot be worsened by having somebody who's under the cloud of a criminal charge pending for serious matters like this being allowed to remain in the cabinet of the country, which is the body in charge of the executive government of Jamaica. So we have called for this. And we hope that all well-thinking Jamaicans and all organizations that have an interest in national development and the good governance of the country will put some pressure on the government so that the right thing can be done. We don't know the outcome of any prosecution. That's not for us to determine. The point is, whatever Dr. Wheatley may be saying in his defense is really irrelevant at this point. The investigation is concluded, a decision has been made, he is to be prosecuted for these matters, he must step back. He cannot remain part of the government of Jamaica. There are two other matters I wish to raise with you today. The first of those two relates to this matter of the third country nationals who are going to be coming to Jamaica pursuant to an MOU that we were told in Parliament yesterday by the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, was signed by him, I believe, on behalf of the government of Jamaica last week, Thursday. Now, this is a matter which is of great concern to many Jamaicans. The US courts have the lawfulness of these arrangements in their sights currently. There's a case decided by a federal judge in Massachusetts which said that these third country arrangements are not lawful under US law. The government of the United States is appealing that to their Supreme Court. That matter is not yet resolved. But we are nevertheless embarking upon an arrangement, notwithstanding the fact that the lawfulness of that arrangement in the jurisdiction of the other country that we're signing to is itself very uncertain. But there's another matter which I think cannot be overlooked. The Gleaner has reported that they received a copy of a diplomatic note from the United States government to the Jamaican government indicating that this arrangement was first proposed by a member of the government of Jamaica, Audrey Marks, MP, and that she raised it in March, I think it was, at the security conference that was held in Florida, hosted by the US government at the time. In Parliament yesterday, Dr. Chang was asked the question, how did this arrangement come into existence? And he said that it was initiated by the US government. Now, the two positions can't both be true. And I think there is a basis for this matter to be referred to the Privileges Committee of Parliament so that the question of whether the Minister of National Security lied to Parliament yesterday can be looked into and investigated and dealt with appropriately.
He needs some milk.
For that to be done, because we cannot have a situation where ministers of government in Parliament on their feet answering questions about matters of state are not being scrupulously truthful to the public in Parliament. The last issue I wanted to address today relates to the squabble that took place during the proceedings of Parliament yesterday, and which have been covered by at least one media house, and I believe in social media, alleging that, or saying that the Prime Minister was calling a member on our side a bully, and so on. Now, for those of us who were in Parliament and who witnessed this, it's quite clear that the squabble began when the Prime Minister told that member to shut up. Twice. When the member responded and said, "What did you say?" He repeated it and told him to shut up. This was in the context of the member speaking to the question of Hansard, being asked to verify what had been said previously in the same proceedings, which were the subject of a dispute. It is those 2 unparliamentary statements by the Prime Minister, which led to that squabble, and ultimately resulted in him calling the other member bully, etc. And that is how, unfortunately, the reporting of it has not been balanced or accurate. And I really think that it was unseemly for the Prime Minister of the country to descend into a squabble of that nature, which he really initiated by calling the member, telling the member twice to shut up. And the Prime Minister ought to apologize to the Parliament for having effectively kicked off the series of engagements between the two of them, which led to a protracted and unseemly squabble in Parliament yesterday, ultimately resulting in the Speaker having to suspend the sitting for a period of time to allow tempers to cool. And I'm saying that this morning because I don't think it's fair or balanced the way in which it's been covered, and the Prime Minister ought to do the right thing and apologize for his role in it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, we'll take questions. Just identify yourself and the media house. Al, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to know, I'd like to know basically, in referring to Dr. Wheatley, what was the period in which his earnings were assessed? What was his gross earnings? And you said that it was 167 outstanding, or the illicit enrichment 167 million. Just basically, could you break down basically what year and what period was it? What was the investigation for? And just do the math through that. And secondly, referring to the rental income, the 143 million, is it a case that he couldn't account for all the revenue or he generated from letting, or was it a case that there was some outstanding because some people, particularly, no disrespect, some of the younger people, they owe the money on the rent and they leave, and all the rest of it, you can't trace them? You know, I'm just trying to drill down a little bit more on the numbers.
All right, well, Al, I think you need to read the report, but let me say, on the second issue, yes. He reported 143 million in rental income. Yeah. He was then asked to substantiate it, meaning tell us the name of the tenant, receipts, etc. His initial response was he's not providing the information because that is protected under the Data Protection Act. The Integrity Commission said no, it is not protected. He subsequently provided some information but could not substantiate the entire 143 million, which he had indicated came from rental income. I mean, I'll ask Cleveland to go through some of the details, but I mean, the report is fairly extensive, you know, outlining the period under review, that it examined his statutory deductions, and this certainly, its own investigation would have commenced in 2021. So it's been a 5-year-old investigation, which Dr. Wheatley would have had multiple opportunities. And again, it's important, look at the chronology where they outline when they send an invitation for him to come in with your counsel, etc., etc. They provide that in detail. So there is due process in the Integrity Commission's own process. But I'll allow Cleveland to
just before Cleveland
responds, it's important to understand the nature of the offense of illicit enrichment. Yes. You declare assets of a certain value. The question is, well, how did you acquire those assets? If your declared income, lawful income, doesn't support those assets, it can't explain how you acquired those assets, the obligation is then on you to show how you acquired them lawfully. And he has obviously failed to do so, which is why he's being recommended to be charged for that offense. So initially, he had said rental income was one of the explanations. He couldn't adequately substantiate that, and so on. If you want to get into the nitty-gritty of when it all happened and the detailed items, the thing to do is to really look at the report, which is quite extensive. Yeah. And it's publicly available.
Just before Cleveland drills
add
down,
this.
just before you drill down, one of the things I would like to ask you all is, we're in an era now, and particularly as far as Jamaica is concerned, looking into governance issues and so forth. Are you not a little bit perturbed by the fact that other entities are not coming to the fore yet and looking at this and questioning and asking the questions that you're asking? I name in particular the churches, PSOJ, JCC, all of them. There's been nothing mentioned. It's just been an echo chamber.
Let me say, the report was tabled yesterday at 4 o'clock. So, I mean, I don't want to be critical of entities at this point in time. We're less than 24 hours, but I certainly...
We're in the digital age now.
I know,
We're
but
in the
I saw on
21st
social
century.
media, all I would say, I saw on social media the executive director for JFJ calling for his removal from the cabinet, and I think I heard a news radio clip of the executive director of NIA indicating that these were very serious allegations. So I wouldn't say nobody has said anything, but we're less than 24 hours after the report has been tabled. So I'm hoping that, well-minded Jamaicans who believe in democracy, who believe in accountability and transparency, will add their voices to this very serious issue.
I will add something that I think should be highlighted, which acted in the favor of Dr. Wheatley throughout the investigation. When the Integrity Commission asked him to produce a schedule of his expenditure over the period of assets, the period that was used in determining illicit enrichment was from 2013 to 2022, to answer your question more directly, Al. When the Integrity Commission asked him to produce a schedule of his expenditure to help to determine whether he had assets and whether he expended funds that could not be determined by his lawful income, he indicated to the Integrity Commission that he was unable to accurately recall his expenditure. Notwithstanding that response, the Integrity Commission was able to utilize his bank statements that would reveal some expenditure made. But what you should realize is that it is very probable and very likely that there was expenditure made that was not reported or captured through bank statements. So which means that the expenditure figure that the Integrity Commission used in its formula could be very much less or lower than the actual expenditure figure. And the Integrity Commission outlined that, which acted in the favor of Dr. Andrew Wheatley.
Good afternoon.
Jamila, you have a question?
Jamila from TVJ. The investigation took several years to complete. Do you believe that agencies, for example, like the TAJ, we see the gaps outlined, for example, when companies are earning and they're filing nil tax returns? Do you believe, does your opposition believe that the TAJ doesn't have the capacity to investigate or to raise an alarm initially, so we don't see a report, for example, taking something like this 5 years later? And more specifically, it came out in the Prime Minister's case as well. And two, the contents of the report are very concerning, as you mentioned before. I asked a few press conferences ago, has any opposition member of parliament indicated to the opposition leader that they are being investigated for illicit enrichment? And if I could just squeeze in one more.
Well, let me just answer those two, otherwise I might forget. The first one concerning tax investigations. Everybody who earns income is supposed to file a return. Many people don't file returns, especially if they don't have any source of income other than their salary and the taxes withheld by their employer in the PAYE system. Furthermore, you don't know what investigations or audits the tax department is undertaking, because that's not a matter that's made public. So you could find, for example, that there are investigations of persons by the tax authorities which we're just not privy to. So I don't think we can really comment on that. I think one of the things that was said was that Dr. Wheatley hadn't filed personal income tax returns. I don't know for what period, but that again is concerning for somebody who's obviously involved in so many business activities, separate and apart from whatever salary he's earning as an MP or as a minister. Your second question is to do with, yes, I have asked our parliamentarians the question as to whether any of them are under investigation for illicit enrichment. The background of that was the fact that the Integrity Commission had said through its representative in Parliament, because they attend the committee meetings for the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee, had said that anybody who was under investigation for illicit enrichment would know about it, because they would have been approached by the Integrity Commission to provide information to support the assets that they've declared. And I individually asked each of our MPs and senators that question at a time when the annual reports of the Integrity Commission had shown that at first it was 6 persons who were under investigation for illicit enrichment. Then a subsequent report, that number had increased to 8. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the latest report will show. But the answer was across the board. None of our MPs or senators said to me they are under investigation for illicit enrichment. And they knew I was asking them this question for the reason that I was going to have to respond to the public as to how our situation on our side. Some of them may have had questions asked about their declarations, probably most, because the nature of how the process works with the Integrity Commission when you file is that they will ask you for additional questions for anything that they see that they're not clear on, or that you haven't provided a piece of paper to support, or if there is an error in terms of your number versus what's in the paper. It's a process before they complete their work. So that was neither here nor there. But the question of being under investigation, which is a different department within the Integrity Commission from the one that deals with the normal run-of-the-mill process of reviewing declarations. None of our members, to the best of my knowledge, are under investigation.
And I have one more on TCNs, as the third country nationals. You know, Dr. Chang at post-cabinet press briefing, he was being asked several questions from journalists, and I think that was a day after the news broke. And, you know, a question was asked about why is it that Jamaica has sought, or Jamaican government rather, has sought to accept this or agree to this arrangement. And the question was asked, no, he said that Jamaica was simply helping out an ally in accepting the request. And the question was raised about what is the country receiving in return? What is the benefit of this all? And I know many Jamaicans are also asking, and he said it wasn't a relevant question because in bilateral agreements it's not a sort of a quid pro quo situation. I'm asking the opposition, you know, what do you make of this response? And in the years of, you know, diplomacy, is a response, is a request like this unusual? And is an acceptance of the request, you know, seem like the country is being pressured in to accept the TCNs?
Well, it clearly was a relevant question, so for him to have said otherwise was very peculiar. Bilateral agreements typically have obligations on both sides, you know, and there is typically a benefit to be derived from both sides, from whatever that may be. Not always, because it may just be, for example, the donation of aid after a hurricane, which is really a one-way flow of a benefit to a country that's in desperate need. But for something like this, you would have expected that Jamaica would have some benefit from taking all these non-Jamaicans, processing them here, becoming responsible for them here, taking the risks inherent in having them here, and having to deal with them if they don't leave. So we're exposing ourselves to a significant amount of exposure by taking these people here, and risks. So, you know, one would expect there to be some benefit flowing in the other direction. So I don't think it was an irrelevant question for the media to have asked him. He has not provided any clear response to say what, if any, that benefit is. His position is the US is a good ally. We accept that. They're a long-standing friend of Jamaica. That's true as well. We accept that. they made this request. I don't doubt that they did. Well, put it this way. We know that the Secretary of State had indicated publicly that this was an arrangement that the US was pursuing in a number of countries, you know, and so it's obviously their policy to seek it. In our case, it seems to have been initiated by us. Yes. And the question arises, if there's no benefit flowing to Jamaica from this, why were we initiating it? And in fact, the diplomatic note says that the number of 10,000 people was raised in that initial exploratory foray by Minister Marks at the conference in Florida in March. So that number, of course, has been subsequently disputed heavily by Minister Chang, and he's saying, you know, it's 25 at a time every 2 weeks, and then if any of them stay beyond 30 days and that becomes more than 10, the arrangement can be paused. Not that it must be paused, but can be paused, and so on. That's what the government is saying now. But at the time when it was first broached, according to the diplomatic note, I haven't seen it, but it's been reported by the Gleaner, that wasn't the arrangement at all. It was a discussion of a much bigger number. And the question arises, why was Jamaica reaching out for such an arrangement if there's no benefit to us from doing so? So it's a relevant question, and the government hasn't answered it.
Karen?
Karen Martin, Jamaica Gleaner. I'm not sure who wants to take this time. I have two. One about the Minister Wheatley. You have said since yesterday, you, the opposition, have said since yesterday that you're calling for him to resign. How do we escalate that pressure if he does not resign? And is there a timeline for him to resign?
Yeah, well, we have called for him to be removed from the cabinet. You know, he can either resign or he can be dismissed. The Prime Minister has that power right away to do it. And no doubt is considering what to do. We are told close friends and so on, but that's neither here nor there in the scheme of things. What really matters is Jamaica's reputation, our image, internationally and locally, and upholding the rule of law and decency in public life. The Prime Minister has a responsibility to lead in that regard and cannot continue to embrace somebody in his cabinet who has these serious charges pending against him. So I am hoping that others will see the need for the status quo to change. If we want Jamaica to become a stronger society, to attract more investment from sources that are reputable and who we would like to do business with, and so on, we can't allow our state of affairs in government to degenerate in a serious way like this. And to have somebody in the cabinet with these charges over them, that would be a serious blot on our country, and I think would be unprecedented to the best of my knowledge. You know, when in our situation, if we have somebody who's a candidate or something and there's an issue like that and there's a pending charge, they can't run. That's the rule we have. And
Yeah. And I was going to ask, my question, ask, how do you escalate it though?
Yes.
If he's not removed, and is there a timeline?
Yeah. Well, how we escalate it is by reaching out to other organizations in the society with whom we have regular dialogue and saying to them, are you going to take a position on this? Sometimes people are remarkably distracted from public affairs. You know, they operate in their own silos of life. They're focused on business or they're focused on spiritual matters or whatever it is. And it takes a little time for them to digest a situation like this. They don't live it and breathe it in a way that somebody who's active in politics does. So it's part of our role is to bring it to the attention of these groups and ask for them to express solidarity with what is a very important principle. And that's what we will be doing.
And is there a timeline?
No, there can't be a timeline. You know, we will continue to agitate for it until we get an outcome which we think is the best for Jamaica.
All right, thank you. I just wanted,
Yeah, I think something must be highlighted here. If you look at the chronology in the report, it said that on January 29, 2024, meeting conducted with Dr. Andrew Wheatley and his attorney at law was served with an illicit enrichment notice in respect of which he was required to provide an explanation to the commission. So he knew that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment as at January 29, 2024. That was prior to him being added to the cabinet in 2025. Two questions arise from that. Did the Prime Minister know when he was appointing him as Minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister in September 2025 that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment? Did he hide that information from the Prime Minister? If he hid that information from the Prime Minister, it's more reason for the Prime Minister to remove him from the cabinet now. If he shared that information with the Prime Minister, why did the Prime Minister appoint him, notwithstanding that knowledge? The Prime Minister has an obligation to not only dismiss him, but to tell the public if he knew that he was under investigation.
Okay, thanks. I have another one on the TCM. And I'm framing my question with against the background of the volatility, for a political situation, because one of the questions that I've heard since the whole issue came to light, of course broken by my colleagues, is this is similar or has similarities to Dr. Peter Phillips' own quote-unquote secret MOU. How would you respond to people who say, the PNP has gone down this road of secret MOUs before?
The existence of MOUs, bilateral MOUs between countries is not new. They can cover a wide array of subject matter. The ones you're referring to relate to national security. And I think the ones that were entered into back then, when Dr. Phillips was Minister of National Security, related to the sharing of information for persons who were who were suspects for serious criminal activities, and facilitated joint intelligence sharing and so on. So that existed then. It probably still exists now, and it's part of the way in which states protect themselves from organized crime and so on. So, we're not denying that MOUs relating to security have existed in the past. Yes, they have, and they still exist, I'm fairly sure about. Nothing like this exists, though, where you're taking persons who have no connection with Jamaica, and you're receiving them because another country doesn't want to have them. That other country has the right, and indeed the power, to address the situation in the normal way, which is under the immigration laws and international obligations of the country. In this instance, what is being sought is to bring Jamaica and other countries into the affairs of another country, essentially, by saying, please take these people from us and you deal with them. That's unprecedented. We've never had an MOU dealing with that. We've never had an arrangement like that. You may recall that the British government, under the Conservatives, had tried to do something similar, where they were going to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. And that went to the highest court in the United Kingdom, was held to be unlawful. And as I've said already, this third country arrangement is under judicial scrutiny in the US as we speak, and that matter is unresolved. And in fact, to the best of my knowledge, the only ruling of the federal court that exists now is a ruling saying that it's unlawful, and that is being appealed. So this is an unprecedented situation, a very peculiar situation, and it's where we find ourselves at the current time. Yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah? Okay.
Thank you. There is a question from the Observer for Opposition Leader Golding. They're asking you to comment on the apparent practice of the government to remove ministers after controversy arises, only to sneak them back into government sometime later.
I think that each case has to be assessed on its own merits. You know, there are situations where somebody who holds a ministerial position, whether in cabinet or a junior minister, and who may do something which wasn't quite right, and which, because we're trying to set a standard of good behavior and proper governance, cannot just be ignored. On the other hand, the level of violation in that particular instance may not be so egregious as to warrant the permanent exclusion of that person from their career as a public figure. And in that instance, I don't think there should be any permanent barring of somebody. On the other hand, there are some things which are so serious or sufficiently serious that that person really should not be a public figure any longer, should not be responsible for any aspect of the affairs of the nation, should not be representing people in parliament, or should not be certainly part of the government of the country, privy to the state secrets that come to cabinet, and exercising executive authority in a portfolio affecting the lives and interests of the Jamaican people. There's a spectrum that we're talking about. Each case will be somewhere on that spectrum. And I would say that we have to look at it in that way. There have been instances where people have spent some time out of grass, so to speak, not in any governmental position, and have come back and have served well. And you know, we celebrate second chances in appropriate cases. None of us is perfect. On the other hand, we've had many cases under this government where persons who have a portfolio responsibility do something which is egregious, is a subject of very adverse public comment and pressure, and they're brought into the naughty corner at OPM and given a continuing salary to operate within the office of the Prime Minister for a period of time. That's not a practice that we would encourage. We don't think that that serves the purpose of holding people accountable for their wrongdoing.
Okay. Oh, Al again? Okay, go ahead.
I've got quite a few actually, but I'll bowl a couple right now at you. One, do you think this Wheatley situation will intensify the spotlight on NARA, given that we're now talking about governance compliance and so forth, one? And secondly, do you think the arrangement with third parties coming in, do you think that could lead to a case of imported crime at a time when crime numbers are going down? One can recall the situation back in the 80s where the US, we saw a surge in crime, particularly in the Miami area, when people came in there. What are your thoughts?
Well, let me say, I mean, we don't necessarily know the nature of the individuals who are coming here.
Precisely.
Right, so that possibility exists. And neither do we know when they get here whether they will have the opportunity to be employed gainfully. You know, I think the government had said their living expenses are going to be covered by, I believe, some UN-related body, IMO or something like that. But we don't know how long they're going to be here. And obviously, people who get moved from where they are in the US here, it is a risk. It is a risk. We don't know. It's right now it's open-ended because it could be people who are involved in criminal activity. It could be people who have just overstayed their time. We don't know at this stage.
But isn't it a case that these people coming in, no offense intended, but would be seen as undesirables coming into Jamaica?
I think the challenge you're going to have is that Jamaicans are going to be looking on, particularly those Jamaicans in the western part of the country who are still living under blue roofs, those Jamaicans who are still living in cars. There are Jamaicans who live in difficult circumstances, and then they're going to wonder when they see persons being brought here, being probably housed in conditions that may be better than them. But there's also the issue of what may appear to be a double standard in terms of how persons are being treated, who, for example, Haiti is a very volatile country, crime is high, people run the risk of being killed there. There are people who jump on boats and come here and they're sent back the following day. Why are they treated that way? You know, our neighbor Cuba, we sent home people who were professionals who were providing medical services. So, you know, Jamaicans will look on and say, why are one set of people treated one way, but another set of people are treated differently? And again, I think within the context of a country that has come out of its worst hurricane 7 months later, with so many people displaced, legitimately people will wonder why we are taking these people, and as has been asked before, what benefit the country gets from it? And we can't get an answer on that.
Thank you. We have an online question.
Oh, whether it will have, Sean, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, we continue, the opposition leader has nominated somebody. Our concerns were really not addressed by the government in terms of any amendments to the legislation. We will continue to hold the government accountable. NARA is a powerful body with oversight over billions of dollars, and we will continue to hold the government accountable.
I would say that just this morning, I received a strong complaint from a leading businessman in the country about the new policy relating to cement imports into Jamaica, where cement import licenses have been granted to various players, including a large quota for a non-Jamaican company, and it was not through any transparent process. That was his complaint, that he wasn't aware that there was any opportunity to apply. This hearing, and you know, he's in a relevant business that would have had an interest if it was open to persons to apply to be allocated a quota. Nothing like that happened. And he said, if this is how NARA is going to operate, dog nyam with supper. You know, so already I think the private sector are concerned about aspects of the same type of issues, not identical issues, but the same broad issues that we were raising around the lack of accountability and transparency that's inherent in the NARA structure. NARA has a flawed governance structure, deeply flawed, and we remain very strongly opposed to its current structure, and we hope others will, even late in the day, join on the call for it to be amended. Having said that, it is reality, it exists, and it's going to have a huge impact on Jamaica's economy and economic fortunes in years to come. And that is why I appointed someone to the JAMROC, which is this ad hoc committee established. It has no legal status. It's not even clear to me how it's going to receive information from NARA, because NARA has secrecy provisions in it which prevent the sharing of information unless the law specifically allows it to be shared. And because JAMROC is a non-legal construct, there's no law authorizing it to be shared with them. So that immediately creates an issue, which I don't know how they'll resolve that. But that's the oversight mechanism that the government has put in place, and I appointed someone who is an experienced and well-qualified civil engineer to represent the opposition on the JAMROC committee, with a mandate to operate with as much transparency and ensure accountability as rigorously as possible.
Okay, we have an online question from Siobhan at Nationwide. Can you unmute, please, and go ahead?
No, tell him he must come to our press conference.
And the opposition leader has requested that you actually be present the next time around physically.
Next time, don't send a request at 11 o'clock in the night. But, Mr. Golding, a quick question. I had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Wheatley's lawyer yesterday, Abe Dabdoob, and he suggested that he intends to call for the intervention of the DPP in this matter and for a full forensic audit of the Integrity Commission's report. I want your reaction to that, and do you, under those circumstances, have any concern about the way that report and the information contained in was carried out by the Integrity Commission? And further, on the matter of the TCN, I just want a clear position from the opposition as to, would you support such an agreement between the United States and Jamaica, or are you against it? I just want a clear position from the opposition on that matter.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Report of the Integrity Commission. There's nothing in it that I have seen that suggests anything other than temperance, patience, but thoroughness in how they approached that investigation. It was going on for many years. Dr. Wheatley was given many opportunities to substantiate the issues which he failed to substantiate. Mr. Dabdoo is his lawyer, and it's his job to represent him as best he can. I don't, that doesn't mean a lot to me as a lawyer. I expect that is what I mean. But the facts are what the facts are. The investigation is complete. Certain findings have been made. Dr. Wheatley has been recommended for prosecution. The charges are serious, and he must step down. If proceedings are brought or initiatives started which result in a change to that situation, then the situation may warrant further adjustment. But as it stands now, and as it will stand for a while, I'm fairly confident he should not be in the cabinet of the country. On the, what was the other thing, the TCN? All I can say is I'm very uncomfortable with the idea of entering into an arrangement like this, where the legal aspects of it are unsettled. And I would have personally would have been inclined to certainly await the ruling of the Supreme Court on it before going any further. It is a fact that the US are a close ally of ours and have been very helpful to us in many ways, including after Hurricane Melissa. And if they have a serious problem and they're asking for our assistance, I wouldn't lightly ignore that or reject that. But I would be very concerned about the risks that Jamaica is assuming from doing it. And some of those have been discussed already today. The possibility of persons coming here that the screening doesn't actually completely thoroughly cover whatever risks they may present to the Jamaican public and so on. So, I don't want to definitively say, because I don't know when a government is dealing with a situation, they are privy to information that we, opposition, simply don't know. The public doesn't know either. And, I'm mindful of that. But I would say that certainly while the legalities of the situation remain unclear, I would have been reluctant to commit Jamaica to that. And I have serious misgivings about the legality of it, given how other jurisdictions where this matter has been addressed at the highest level judicially have found it not to be something which is lawful. So that alone gives me reason to be cautious in how to proceed.
Just one more, if you'll allow me, in relation to Dr. Wheatley. Under the circumstances, you called for him to step away from the cabinet, but under the nature of the allegations against him and the fact that this will be going most likely to court, do you believe that it impairs his ability as a member of parliament as well?
It's a very different situation. A member of parliament has been elected, and unless the constitution is violated by the person having a criminal offense of a certain categorization, the person remains eligible to be in parliament. So I don't think there's a legal basis for saying that Dr. Wheatley should resign as MP because of the fact that he's facing these criminal charges. On the other hand, the voters who voted for him may not have been aware that this investigation was hanging over him. And many of them may feel uncomfortable being represented by somebody who is facing those criminal charges. So he has a decision to make on that. We don't have recall in our constitution, and I think this perhaps reinforces the need for recall provisions, which is something that I have been advocating for and should be part of the constitutional reform arrangements, so that citizens who have reason to want to change their mind about who represents them have an opportunity to do so without having to wait for the end of the current 5-year electoral cycle.
Yes.
Okay.
Just going back to the numbers again, Dr. Wheatley may have been a little bit reticent about being forthcoming with the information, but I'm just trying to drill down on numbers again. So it appears to me that it's a 9-year period. Was the total earnings or the figure somewhere you said about 500 million?
Deposits.
Yeah, let me just repeat some of the key figures for you there.
Yes.
The period that was under investigation was from 2013 to 2022. His lawful income over that period amounted to $187 million. His expenditure, which is his expenditure and application, when you look at the source of income and application analysis, his expenditure and application amounted to $352 million over that period. And if you deduct the expenditure and application, if you deduct the lawful income from the expenditure and application, then you have a deficit of 164 million, or a difference of 164 million that could not be explained. That is what constitutes illicit enrichment. So he needs to explain that 164 million. The figure with respect to the 500 and over 500 million that flowed through his bank account, 595 million. Of that amount, 168 was not supported by an explanation of its source, where it came from.
Did he say whether he had any investments?
Which is consistent with the $164 million that could not be explained. Yeah.
Did he say he had any sort of like investments in equities, bonds,
I'm sorry,
instruments?
I didn't hear it. Come again?
Yes. Did he indicate whether he had any investments in equities, bonds, fixed income, his investments?
Yes, it did take into account. After all of that, $164 million could not be explained. Could not be explained, yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you responding to our invitation. Thank you. I'll need to read the report.
Hey, Marky G, brilliant team, man. I tell you, say, I'm proud of the leader, so till Jamaica, oh my God. Listen how the man tempered in how him answer the question, them ladies and gentlemen. One Marky G. One Marky G. In this presentation, please remember to like and share the video. In this presentation, ladies and gentlemen, a few things stood out to me. One, you remember when Mark Golding talked about the meeting with RG Marks. So the argument by the Gleaner that a member of parliament was the one that initiated the talks and the conversation with the United States about bringing these TCNs to Jamaica. You know, I saw a picture of one of the back of the class Labourite them. What's your name? Whenever I get 14, we turn one of the people who left from PMP and gone over JLP. I don't remember what's your name. Right? She said, put up one tweet. Let me find it. Let me find the tweet, ladies and gentlemen. Because I save it on my phone, you know. I'm going to share it and show you. All right. See it here? See it here? Venetia Phillips. May I show you something? Mighty God, what an embarrassment. Venetia Phillips, why you embarrass yourself like this, miss? Why you do it? Why you do it? Now attack the media. At least that I want to MO. On been attack the media. Been attack the media. Let me take off that brother here. And use that picture here, right? Now showing up on the screen, see? Oh wow. That's what happens when you edit pictures. When you put up other pictures, they don't come up 100%. So, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is a tweet, right? I believe this is a tweet. So this is on X. Anyway, so Venetia Phillips put up, Gleaner, you owe Jamaica an apology. You cannot continue to be so irresponsible. Kiss me teeth. Dr. Chang just answered your misinformation and flat out lie with both 1, 2, 3, 4. You call that something there? Curious, what's up, my baby? Blessings to the people. Ways, how you doing, my darling? Happy birthday. Me know say still I celebrate. And I think I'd reposted your video. But happy birthday, beautiful. Big up yourself. You understand? Keep rocking, keep shining, my darling. What Gemini like my mother? Gemini them out, you know. Mighty God. But anyway, as you can see on the screen here, ladies and gentlemen, she called him a liar. No, finish her, Phillips. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. Kimon, you are better than this. Don't defend this kind of thing, my girl. And Kimon reposted it and said, I stand by every word in my story. Please rest. So you know, Kimon Francis know what she's saying. For a fact that it is a government official from the Jamaica Labour Party that initiated that particular situation with the United States. What a damn shame. What a damn shame, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't stand to benefit. We don't stand to benefit Mary Lizzie, Sylvanet, calligraphy. We don't stand to benefit at all from this particular situation. Oh, we want to come up. Birthday girl. Happy birthday. What's up, baby?
Thank you so much.
Yes, darling.
I came on to say the same thing that you're just saying a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
This woman needs to come out and explain to the Jamaican people
Mm-hmm.
if it was us who made the initiative,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and was she told to make the initiative,
Mm-hmm.
and who told her to do it? Because I'm sure she's the ambassador, so she wouldn't have done that on her own. Yeah.
Say that again. Repeat that again.
At the time, she's the ambassador.
Right.
So she wouldn't have done that on her own. So she needs to come and explain to the Jamaican people who told her to do that. I'm doing some research, and I'm going to find out this proposal was sent from in March.
Yes.
Just now, it's in March.
That's what Mark Golding said. That's what he said at the press conference. Yeah.
I just made a flyer, and I'm going to post it.
Send it to me. You have my number, right?
No, I don't have it, but I was going to send it to you on the TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, listen, we need answers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? We need some answers. Something is off here.
Right. Definitely. I mean, one of the things that struck me about this is what Mark Golding brought up. It's actually in the courts in the United States. They're not, as it stands right now, they have deemed it illegal. So that's the final ruling, and they're going to appeal it. So why would we take on something as a country that the country that we're taking it from has deemed it illegal in their country? That's very irresponsible of the government.
What I'm getting to find out as well, there are other countries in the Caribbean who has done this. They've taken in other people as well. Right?
Yes.
Because it seems like this agreement that they're made to do this. It's not just Jamaica, all over.
Right.
They're doing it, right? But particular Jamaica, I was under the impression that the United States approached us to do this. Yeah.
Yes.
So now the conversation is a totally different conversation now that we found out the whistleblower.
Right.
The information coming out of the embassy is totally different than what Ernest Chan is dumbing down on.
Yes.
And saying something else. They're lying.
Yes. Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. And it's not the first time with this government. 1 minute, Andrew Warner said people are being tracked. And then Dana Morris Dixon said nobody was being tracked. Hi, Monica. You understand? So, you know, it's these people cannot be trusted.
Saying this, we need the journalists. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We need them to step on this government's neck. We need them to dig up the... Listen, man. You guys need to do your job.
I think some of them are, because what I'm looking at right now, Kimon Francis was pretty much attacked by Venetia Williams on Twitter, it appears. And she said flat out, I stand by every word in my story. Please go away.
She's the lady that I saw in the press conference when she asked the question. She said, "By the way, the gleaner did not say. Is that the lady? The same lady?" She said she was telling her that it wasn't the gleaner who reported that the 10,000.
Yeah, I believe she was at the press conference with Horace Sharp.
Yeah, and she stated that this information came from the U.S. Embassy.
Right, exactly. Right. So the United States always throw them under the bus, you know. You understand what I'm saying? USA always throw them under the bus because they're gonna.
Yeah, something right. Like I said, the former embassy. What's her name? Marks.
Audrey Marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that owns Paymaster.
Yesterday, and she was gritting up her teeth when the whole bangarang was going on. I knew something was off with her.
Yeah, she's the one that owns Paymaster, and that in itself is a conflict of interest now that she's the full outright owner of it. And there seems to be some they don't seem to be, there are plans for a digital transformation, and it's alleged that that company would be the one that a lot of those transactions would go through. So being an MP and it's just a whole ball of corruption and nepotism and thrones. I'm telling you.
So then I'm going to talk about the one weekly him now.
Yes.
First, me surprised, when Andrew put him back in a parliament.
I wasn't following the politics personally, but I was, based on what I heard, I was like, wait a minute, how is this man back in parliament? What? How did we get here? Marissa Dalrymple, same. I was shocked about that as well. George Wright. It's a pattern, It's a pattern. This man just put back. Floyd Green should not be in parliament. Floyd Green said, show a Labourite, no movement day. And all other people got charged. He never got charged by the DPP. Thank God that DPP is gone. Right? But it's a pattern with the government. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
But the more details are coming out, especially in this press conference that I just listened to a while ago, it is absolutely shocking. Because Andrew Wheatley got a lot of time to explain what Mark Golding said and Mr. Cleveland Tomlinson is that they literally was babying him, giving him all the opportunity to prove to them how he made his money. And at one point he had blocked them, trying to block them, citing some type of guys, it says that you guys are watching and you're not saying anything and you're not liking and sharing. So please like and share the video. Thank you. But he cited some law, some privacy thing, something in the Constitution. And they flat out told him that when it comes to the Integrity Commission and your position in government, it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply. But there was an attempt. You understand? And that
Sorry for cutting you.
No, but
Nationwide had his lawyer on something that they post Nationwide post with his lawyer trying to explain Wheatley's actions and all this nonsense.
Listen, his lawyer will say anything. It is his duty to defend his client, all when his client wrong. We no business what the lawyer want to say. We really don't care. The report is factual. So, based off the facts of the report, it's going to be very interesting to see how Andrew Wheatley is going to twist and contort his way through this. And we have to watch the DPP, because if she does not do what the DPP is supposed to do, Jamaica needs to rise up. Jamaica needs to rise up. All right? You're talking about 9 years, In 2 instances, this man could not explain how he made his money between those periods. You understand? And it was separate periods, like a 4-year period and a 5-year period. It's not acceptable for him to still be in parliament. You understand? And you can't tell us that you are actually about good governance and being transparent and still have him.
Yeah, the things that what bothers me is the Prime Minister. He's very much, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, I feel like he's very much aware of these things. He knows.
No,
You understand?
it is understood to your point that Andrew Wheatley is a very close friend of Andrew Holness.
But he is.
So how could he not know that he was being investigated for illicit enrichment?
Because him also investigated for you too. The two of them are criminal.
Mighty God.
Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
No, sir. I beat them bad. Ryan Campbell, salute, my brother. Salute. Where's the moms? Who that? No, I'm not listen to anything. What you mean? No, man, they are talk to somebody on TikTok, man. But them are hear her and I hear me at the same time. Yeah. But, what is that? We are in an impossible situation with this government, ladies and gentlemen. And the culture, the people, what is important to you? I was looking at a video, what this guy said. Him no business with Andrew Holness, where people want about Andrew Holness and how the country hard and whatever. Alvaro, big up. And how the country hard. The man said, you must get your affairs together economically. I want to say, and he's not, I don't know why he used Andrew Holness as a reference, but it was an advert because I guess he's some type of trader or something. Let me say this. Do your trading. Do what you want to do. Everybody is not going to trade. And everybody not going to get involved in stuff like that. All right? The fact of the matter is, government officials have a responsibility. They're getting paid massive amounts of money. You understand? To create an atmosphere for persons in their country to do better. The better persons do in the country, the better it is for the entire country. So the more persons they can help and give opportunity, that is their job. All right? And if you see corruption eroding the possibilities of that, it is your duty as a patriot. You say you choose Jamaica, or if you're going to choose Jamaica, you have to make sure that you hold these individuals accountable for these egregious corruption. We can't accept them and just move on as if, hey, listen, it's nothing. No. It cannot work. Andrew Wheatley's situation cannot be accepted by well-thinking Jamaicans. There's no way. Excuse me. There's no way we can accept that. The man have to resign, Bridget. I will have to continue the cause for him to resign. Another thing that Mark Golding mentioned a while ago, which was very interesting, is a businessman calling him, telling him that this new cement deal, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm not surprised though. This new cement deal, the man is complaining that, it appears as if some outside, not outside, but somebody got the deal for this new cement deal, and he was not given an opportunity to vie for that deal. So, the procurement, and now this again now appears to be off the face of it, given all this government's track record, to be corruption again, nepotism, right? And the businessman is saying that if this is how Nara is going to go, it's going to be a problem. But this is how Nara is going to go. And mark my words.
Trust me. So Who Andrew did I call bully yesterday in our parliament?
No, that's another story. I'm glad you brought that up. So Mark Golding spoke about that as well in length in the press conference. So how it went down, Andrew Onis called Dayton Campbell a bully. No, he said, shut up. And then Dayton Campbell said, according to Mark Golding account and the PMP, because it's not the first time I'm hearing it, Nikisha Burchell said the same thing. He said, shut up again. That is unparliamentary conduct. So now that sparked everything where you see with all the knives. Because Dr. Dayton Campbell not take no disrespect. You feel me I deal with? But Andrew care feelings for a long time now. From in the campaigning. When I talk about his statutory declaration.
Because I see part where she denied him to speak about the standing order. She's trying to scold him about standing order. She turned off his mic. And me hear when Dr. Dayton say, if you think me not going to ask me a question and make a sad mistake. You understand? So, them carry feelings. And them feelings. Them act like some little picnic.
Yes.
You understand? These grown adults. You understand? You as a prime minister in the parliament, I tell this big man, him to shut up and use a bully.
No, but after you tell him to shut up, you're labeling him as a bully. You're the bully.
Exactly.
I didn't know that particular detail, you know. And I was laughing. I reacted to Anissa Bell Rose post. And I was laughing. I said, Andrew Owen is calling somebody a bully. Man, you can't make this up. Ain't no way. This man, the bully, is calling somebody a bully. In bully and bulldoze the people in house. They're going to place.
Mr. Dakin said to him, and what are you?
Yes, exactly, because he is a bully. He is a bully. And now he's allegedly going to bully the people in a party off of their land. So who is the bully?
Yeah, exactly.
Who is the bully? Andrew Action.
The land is not good for the people, but it's good for them.
It's good for the tourists, man. It's good for the investors.
It really, like I'm telling you straight up, I am furious.
Of course.
I am furious to know that as a born Jamaican, you understand? You know, uno come, uno say uno leader, uno represent the people vote for uno. Uno look like we, majority of the people in this country, uno look like we. Uno say uno run things, and uno come go like uno worse than the colonial masters.
Thank you. There you go.
Uno worse than the colonial masters.
That's why I was incensed when they attacked Mark Golding's color, because I'm saying, I mean, when you look at the history of the slave trade, not all white people were in agreement with this thing. And I'm not defending them, but you have to put it into context. What them call the something like that, the Underground Railroad. There were a lot of white people helping the blacks them to be free.
Slavery. In the context of Jamaica, we are talking about right now. You understand?
Yes.
In the context of Jamaica right now, what me say is this, right? We claim that we fought against colonialism in Jamaica.
Yes.
And we fought that we got independent, so-called. Right?
Yes.
Right? And then now, on so no want to run things because we're not capable of doing it. Right? And you get the opportunity to run it. If anything, to reverse some of the things that was done in the colonial time. If you give the people them land, if you give them land for compensation. You understand?
Yes.
When you come talk about squatter land, who are Jamaica's squatter land?
I am in total agreement, and Mr. Lawton Cousins recently put out a statement. No, well, he was at a PMP press conference in his constituency. And he mentioned that. He said, how dare the Prime Minister call people squatters? Right? And he mentioned that history of it all. And when you look at the PMP's manifesto, Mr. Lawton Cousins' presentation leading up to the general election, that was a big part of the plans of the PMP. I told people that it would have been the greatest transfer of wealth from the government to poor people.
Exactly.
The land titling that they were going to do, the housing for teachers, police, young people, giving the grant of $500,000. I mean, come on, bro.
This is
Up
why
front to pay for a house.
Bolo. This is why them thief it.
Yes.
Because they knew exactly what was going to happen for the poor Jamaicans and the middle class Jamaicans or whatever. And they don't want that. They want it all for themselves, for their elite friends, because they're greedy and selfish.
Yes, that's a fact.
I am so upset, I'm telling you.
That's a fact.
I am really, really upset.
Yes, that's a fact. But the people don't choose policies. They choose
KFC
and $5,000.
And thinking of the future, the children, and the children. On the going suffer for what to do.
Them currently are suffer right now.
Remember me telling you.
Them currently are suffer right now.
Unbelievable.
It is. It is sad. It is very, very sad. But they have a saying in Jamaica, if you can't hear, you have to feel. And in America, they say hard days make a soft ass. So either way, it's gonna burn, ladies and gentlemen, and it's burning right now. It's burning right now. Can you believe that Horace Chang stood up there and lied to the people and said that two lie tell. One, we didn't initiate it as the Jamaicans. But then in the same press conference, he said he said nobody never initiated. It was just we them just come together and just discuss. And I'm like, bro, common sense will tell you that somebody had to initiate the conversation about the thing. That's it's either you or the USA. And then afterwards now, him tell lie upon the USA and say it's their problem. So obviously they are the ones that initiated it. So the man lying in space at 10 minutes, 5 minutes at the press conference and asked one question. The man blotted through two lies. It was just the two of us, and we come together, and then it's their problem, and them are the one. I said, I couldn't believe. I said, this is not easy.
Yeah, because them have us as daft.
You understand?
They think we're daft.
So
they think we're daft people. So they just tell us the blatant, pathological liars they are in front of our faces, and we must just accept that.
Yeah.
It's a new time and space we're living in now.
Digital
knowledge increase. We're not doing that again.
You
understand?
Yeah.
And even if we don't know simple things, we can go to the information and ask the questions, and they will give it to us.
Yes.
We can't fool we no more.
Yes. But you see, Andrew Wheatley though, 164 million, brother. So the PMP did a great job today. They explained the equation of illicit or them come by illicit enrichment. And they also let the public know that the standard that the Integrity Commission uses is an international standard. And that is important because the Integrity Commission comes under a lot of attack. Some of it warranted, but some of it is definitely out of the ballpark, that's crazy. Especially when it's coming from the Jamaica Labour Party side. You understand? And
I'm going to come out of your box and put me in the comment. Put up Alvera because I want to hear a different perspective.
Okay. He's here? Oh my God. All right, cool. Nobody realize,
Or you can keep me, it's up to
yeah,
you.
I know, man. I like to keep you here, baby. Birthday girl. Alvaro, we had dealing.
Pick up yourself, Alvera.
Yeah, man. So I want to know how when we did breaking news of the agreement, I was telling a lie.
So that them say a lie, you want to tell?
Yeah, man, but I think when we said that come to say a truth.
Oh, boy. They never learn. They never learn. They never learn.
When Haji Marks go to America in a March, what did they tell Haji Marks?
But that are the same thing Mark Bolin brought up in the press conference earlier. That meeting when she go in a March. Yes.
What did Rubio say in April about these same people?
Yeah.
He's not keeping them there. You have to find somewhere to dump them. And they will not enter back there. That means They have no legal status, and you don't for them when they get involved in a after, during, or whatever time period. So now, the problem we have now, Dr. Chang tell us many lies. Dr. Chang said 25 and the Gleaner was lying. Then on the 16th in the press conference, must sit down a Montego Bay, down a seminar. It's that between 25 to 50. So if Gleaner says more than 25, is it that between 25 to 50 is not more than 25? I don't know, me maths now, right, or it just don't make no sense. Then he come now and say, a United States initiated, but this makes sense. The immigrants of the United States want to dump, or whatever persons or people and whatever their conditionality is. Why they been approach Jamaica? And they have Mexico over there, so they have various places where America control. Why are you their approach?
Exactly.
So how they not approach every girl a doctor and a nurse? They approach every girl and people.
But do you know something? Sorry, I need to cut you. When I asked ChatGPT, where are these people now? Where are they? You know where they are? The people that they want to send here, they're in their facilities in the United States at the border. They're in their. It's not like they're free people walking around. They're in.
No, man, the people look up in a because we only get at them this, only get at where I know people must send come. And people they lock up some of them maybe do things that we do not know.
The next thing I found out is that these people can also apply for asylum.
Yeah.
No, man,
Dr. Chang establish that, man. He establish that.
Right?
I know.
But they're going to be free to move around in society.
That's all that is. You don't move around as you want. I think there's something key again. When you apply for asylum, the number reduce. They no longer count as being a part of the mission.
Yeah, and if they were alright, so if the process, one other key thing that he said, if the process of them applying to become a Jamaican citizen doesn't fall through, then we have to deport them, and it's gonna cost us the taxpayers to deport them to where them come from.
I am telling you,
Madness. Absolute
I
madness.
say this with no uncertainty. Any amount of them people that come, majority of them not going back.
Back where? First of all, they don't even know where some of them come from.
Them know all of that, man. Well, them have some type of detail about them. But then, alright, so hold on.
Wait. So
Hold on.
if them know where them come from, why they can't send them back to where they come from?
Man, not necessarily a deal breaker already.
No, listen, Wiz. Listen. The people them don't want to go back where them come from.
They can't go back.
They don't want to. You understand? So the USA facilitate them to go to other places. Right? But the thing about it is, one other key thing where we have to understand. The persons where them have at the border, where's their criminal record from where they're coming from?
They don't do no proper checks and balance for some of them people.
No, but how them are going to do proper checks? These people are people who probably not right documentation, brother. Think about when I say no. I can't murder the man I can't come in, bro. I'm great, you know.
The next thing I got me, you know. The next thing I got me is that what people need to know. When RG Marks, when you can go check in the Observer or Gleaner or on the internet. When RG Marks was embassy, the RG Marks said there is 4,000 to 15,000 Jamaicans. I up on any name we deport them at Jamaica. And it is sent to the Jamaican government so they know them already. So if she know that, the only possible person could have break that information or enter in that agreement is much RG Marks. She would have been there a long time ago. But they're not going to tell you, listen, key ministry they said we did. I'm not to analyze what going on. Officer Prime Minister, so him give go ahead. Ministry of Foreign Affairs that deal between two countries. Ministry of National Security that deal security concern. But why the Ministry of Finance is involved with money not involved? If you not get money, why Ministry of Finance are involved for?
Very interesting. Very interesting, my brother.
Mr. Sidney,
Just go and check the third world nation, the people that we are talking about getting this thing. Each country get an average of 44 million US, you know.
But here one next thing. Here one next thing where that was said by Oris Chang that piqued my interest. Oris Chang saying at the press conference, not parliament, you know, at the press conference, before parliament, that he would rather those persons be skilled individuals. I said, wait a minute. When I look people put in our workforce.
Stop right there, so. Go back to the 17th of April when Andrew let's go to New York at that dinner with the now CEO of NARA. What kind of person Andrew let's say want import in Jamaica? Skilled labor, because Jamaica short of skilled labor people.
They've been saying this for a while now, Alvera. They've been saying this.
People are coming for a permit.
Absolutely right.
Mighty God. Sydney, what going?
Yeah, man. Good afternoon.
Big up yourself, General.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. And company. Yeah. May I say, why you know what shocked me more about is a whistleblower. I feel bust this thing, yeah.
No whistleblower. No whistleblower. All this information broke the Jamaica government can't tell. How attaché at the embassy work, they're not going to make their name published and no garbage, so then give somebody have to clean the information.
Yeah.
How did they clean the US tape this morning? This is Haji Marks.
Yeah.
Well, me
no public information.
Right. Well, me that call that they set up the whistleblower still, you know. Because
somebody from my life said Rubio in a video said they're the worst criminals and they want them out of America.
27 April, he said.
Mighty God.
No, but so, all right. No one, what we can do is stop it.
There's nothing we can do. They are the government, and this is what the people that may vote for Labourites September 3rd, and this them vote for.
The money run already, yeah.
Of course.
And, you know, we can start on disruption and stop this. How we are the
Sidney, better you calm yourself, because this year I'm going to lock you up. Only thought the people.
And I lock up alone. And Jonas just want one reason to analyze people right now with the police.
Okay, disruption. But remember, say you don't know agreement about it now. So what you have a disruption we don't know about?
Yeah, they have a report. Marcus asking for the MO, what's it called?
They not release that in public, man.
They're not going to release the full details.
Only way you get it, you have to wait, like say, a month in the US, you can, the US, WikiLeaks tape, have the full details of it. What they not tell you, they have the full details of it, you can get access to it. Well, you go inside a public, something right, you know.
Well, we have to go do something. Something have to do.
No, we, you know. All we are doing enjoy third term with the people who are voting.
The only thing we can do is ask the question.
Hey, Alvaro.
Try to get some accountability and some answers.
No, Alvaro, the only thing we can do is enjoy the third term. Mighty God.
Alvaro, listen this now. They said people of America, the citizens of America, when things go on wrong, they don't slow and say they can't do nothing. Not true.
Yeah, because you see, the thing is, Mr. Sidney, the difference between America and Jamaica, they respect the people's democratic rights over there, so people can protest and stuff. In Jamaica, they don't do that here. They're going to send out them police officers to come and analyze us.
No, but we do it already. We certain, so we do it in the no, we didn't do it in the gas riot. And we do it when poachers say, when are you support?
A different time I know, Sydney. Different time I know.
Well, in my lifetime, I mean, no, God, me that I said we. I mean, a whole. Me that I said we. So, no, go on, like say, the fast is
no, we're not saying that. We're not saying that, Sydney.
If you're going to do it, just remember, say you're going out to be and prepared for the consequence.
Yes, I'm protesting.
Hold on.
Hold on,
So
Mr.
long as you're willing to accept the consequences of it, you know. You understand? But there's nothing wrong with it because a lot of people are more what do you call it? More when they give up their lives for their cause. You understand?
So yeah, because young people, me not like border, me not like the peaceful demonstration at that department, you know, he not that type of peaceful, no call me.
See, me I'm telling you a thing. Sometimes you have to operate outside of ignorance, you know. You have to use skillful way to get information.
I totally agree.
I'll show you a thing now. Dr. Chang put himself in a trouble, you know. And that's why US State Department give green light tape, you know. Why? Dr. Chang said it was the US approached them. And it wasn't them, the Jamaican government no want them people and them have clean record. All right, good. Nothing. Now you said that. We don't have the details of it. Now, emerged say his Arjimax initiated. So I'm going to ask you a question now, Sydney. You think Arjimax jump on a plane, go to America, go initiate it and join us, no?
You're mad.
No, you mean if you know.
They're going to make up nice and all of them know what going.
Every one of them know what going.
We had them, we never vote for them, and thousands of people never vote for them, so we told the can't
Sydney, what I said to you, when you go there, go make up nice or go block road. What are you blocking road for? You don't know the full details of this deal. The deal state, these people will be collecting money for payment or rent or which part they're going to live. That means the government already work out with whoever owes them, where they're going to live at what cost, what community. No matter if they're going to mix up and get out here, you know. No matter if they're going to live in a... Oh, we can tell you. Refugees are foreign make more money than people we allow for the work. Okay.
Sometimes, if I tell you, sometimes I wish me did young again like them days, you know. God no Bible know, I mean, I talk from me, man. I wish me in my 30s and them sitting, and world 40s and then something like that. I wish me when at them time, they know, you know. Because them foolish, you know, say me want to go do it, but enough for me.
Yeah, that's tell Sydney, we have to unite the people in the United, Sydney.
It couldn't happen, you know, man.
Sydney, people in the United.
What me I try to explain to you and you feel to understand and you feel to get in your brain. Let's say a whistleblower never give that information. Will you know that today?
No, but no, that's we know.
No. All right, great. If the whistleblower, if the person going to agreement never can tell lie, will the other agree party provide information to say that the man went clear to say to support the whistleblower argument?
No, but that makes it more
exactly. That means what will happen now is that when we go to parliament, we operation different. We now go walk out, we now go lift up the maze. We reach fully right to the parliament. In normal procedure, we need this and parliament cannot continue. We wish not to participate. We need the full details. You know, I'm going to make up a nice, you know.
Speaking about that to Alvaro, you notice that when I try to irritate the PMP to walk out, and you notice the PMP they say, no, we're not walking out.
No, man, you can't do
we're not walking out. You can't trick it. So always, and you can't use ignorance all the time, as I say, you have to be very tactful.
You have to be tactful, Virgin. You see press conference, I keep to there now.
Yes.
You have brush, you can brush inside. You know what is equestrian nationwide going on?
Yeah, man. Them are germs, man.
But ask yourself this. Who is beating like AW? How did AW reach in a parliament?
Good question.
And the same situation in my Darrell Vaz with US citizens.
Appeal first deal with AW, you know.
I mean, I said to you, sir, AW will not contest the facts on the table. Because the facts on the table is Andrew Wheatley was a lecturer by the University of the West Indies. Andrew Wheatley leave his lecturer job to go turn accounts, which is 10 times less income you earn. That make any sense to you?
No, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And then his income starts to spiral through the roof. No, that don't make no sense.
Ask yourself the next question again. Which part is in by land?
I don't remember. Some estate place. I don't remember.
Check in the report of 2024, the final ruling where Mr. Owners had some land and developing a house, if it's not the same place. We're going to check about the same place.
Me know you're going to do a video.
And I'm going to show you something, people, that this thing, we can't roll a saying grow.
Cumberland Road, Spanish Town.
Which part we come from?
You know, I see a place. I see a place.
What you ask is which party my govern, which party is
the MP bar.
What? Yeah.
When you do that, no. So since doesn't know a parish, you know, I don't know where they come from. When the allegation of Wheatley should have been charged on a petrol job, did Andrew take out Wheatley and put him back in the parliament for 7 years?
Yeah.
Then, oh no, he's to be charged and move him. But when the allegation was against his name and he never been charged, you take him out. That make any sense to you?
And this a more serious charge.
We are going to ask you again. That make any sense to you?
No,
it doesn't make sense.
All right. We are going to ask you the next question again. What kind of business Wheatley now?
Top of the screen, people. The top of the screen.
Yeah, man. And then go on good. And then
What kind of business Wheatley now? What kind of business Wheatley? Okay. We piece of land below and Jewel's house. What the panel and one gas station? No. I don't Jewel there one.
Hey. Brother. I just talk about gas station. Me never know say man own one gas station, my general. Yardman gas station.
No one. Many.
Mighty God.
Answer this question. In 2021, Tufton come out with national TV and tell me say his salary is receiving now. Can't send his son at university or foreign and he can't take care of him expense. By any chance, Chrissy Tufton can go and declare him no one's on gas station in the Spanish town.
Mighty God.
Right?
Swinging on man gas station, you know.
So all right. So hold on. Me I listen to Ed Boy do a video on my channel, see? And him say there is certain gas station where I get sweet deal on gas prices. They need to do an audit on that and investigate.
Hold on, before you reach a gas station and audit.
Yeah, they need to do an audit on that.
When we have a problem now at a scrap metal place, who was the man in around the scrap metal?
This we go tall man, you want to get man. So, me and sweet man the car.
And Dan will walk.
Yeah man, Dan will walk.
The name got a picture jumper.
When you have a problem now at EOJ, who was the problem there? Dan will walk.
Jesus of mercy. Father,
when we had the problem with the school buses,
yes, it was a part. Oh my God, bro.
Okay.
When the journalists Jamaica, they're not doing their job.
Journalists are waste of time. But information we show people, they must say journalists should show them that. Journalists are waste of time.
They waste of time and they might get them paid. They might get their money, you know.
I say them and get me, I say them and look for surface information. They can go ask surface question.
People look for you now get up here, you can dig up them and something. Then what then?
I mean, you see?
Somebody Albear at the warship down at Ochi now. Which warship?
What?
Yeah, man. You know, I know say Uncle Betty they can't turn up, you know.
And the friendship there, you know.
Warship.
Yeah, man, Uncle Ship, I remember say something come down at Cuba there, so Uncle now be show up in face this side of the road.
So
Who
what is
that?
going on?
Russia and China coming so cheap.
The Russia and China, they are Cuba, man.
Yeah, man, we cheap.
So what kind of ship they say they are Ochi?
No, America.
The person, what's his name?
America type of thing, man.
Yeah, man. The one over, the big one, not that see this. What international water and one different.
I was saying this too, no. I make Bolo take over my program. I don't want to give you too much one time. When the ship came the 1st of June, right?
Yeah.
Go and do a check on the State Department website or Uncle Up North True Social page. What did he say about the 3rd of June? Why he came 100 miles off the coast of the place down with Russia and China there now? One check what him said.
Tell me the man.
Him say that's why he get so close to our intelligence. So you make them a boo you tell them no foolish but man come and this, that, okay.
That's why I'm still not satisfied with the question what me ask on one side. You know.
What
We say what we can do. People say no.
Sydney, you can't do anything.
We're not satisfied with that. So I can't write and say you have at least half at Jamaica. You agree with it, at least half.
But Sydney,
No, Sydney, you can't say that because people are not sure that. If half of Jamaica never agree with it, they would have get up off of their ass and make their voices be heard. The people them quiet.
The first thing
you understand?
The first thing we call the people and they don't know what is where. They don't know where we are getting up. We just hear bits and pieces and information that come from all different corners. So, we remember in time, after election run everything PMP to Jamaica Labour Party carried a press conference with Tufton and Camilla Johnson and Miss Dixon. They explain. So they can't go explain this. Then at the same time, it's more important. Right now, PMP has right now garbage to where them get it. PMP only can't talk, you know. And them go sign put pen to paper now where they can't run.
Yeah, that's all, yeah.
I'm so myself this now. Me have given another gem. So there's a deal. We entered agreement last week. Then Dr. Changs and the 16 young man think of the conference. We are negotiating. And by yesterday, a deal signed. That make any sense to you?
No.
But how a deal signed, but you are negotiated terms. They can negotiate terms that they put pen to paper.
All the way when I say in a press conference at gibberish. Then totally get thrown off guard and then just comfy. One at a time, me hear what you name. Dana Morris Dixon, glad say one of the journalists then Dana ask him no question. You understand?
I can tell us, is it tip of iceberg this to what's to come?
To what is to, yeah.
I guess I'll go on. When you collect, me tell you, so then don't use that money don't not get. Nobody don't give people money like that condition. If I have free money, them have to verify say people and get it. If you know free, conditions apply.
Yes.
The government explains to you what is the condition apply for
no, they're not going to mention certain things.
Okay.
The government is a tricky government. Yeah, fully tricky. Because Dina Morris, what's your name? Not Dina Morris, the one that was the former ambassador. What's her name?
Arjumar.
Yeah. And after him take her from that position, him put him cousin, according to what them say, him cousin, I don't know, the brother there. The former commissioner of police, look at the people that you notice that he's using to do his bid. And now that gentleman is no longer the ambassador. Who's the new ambassador?
You know, name that yet.
He's going to be running the
Andrew ambassador, Andrew Oliver Post.
I don't know about the far I get him, man. Somebody same place there. When you see all this happen right now, you good to move back all anti-marks, you know.
Well, I know. Why they not make Marlon Morgan the ambassador?
You're mad, man. You're going to make somebody with intelligence you can't know. You can't send the media to chat for you.
Marlon Morgan, how you feel? Because I know you watch me all the time. I come across the video, them, I see him pop up one day, I just block him. How you feel, Marlon Morgan?
What's the name of the gentleman that was he just took from the ambassador position and gave him to he gave him yeah. He was the former commissioner, right?
I'm special advisor to Anjolas, security advisor to Anjolas.
Yo, that about my name Anthony Anderson. You know that's the first time that position was created, and nobody else has gotten the position. No one I know. Anthony created a position for his cousin allegedly or his friend, right? And then when he lost the position, nobody else was appointed in that position.
Remember saying, Anthony Anderson retired now. The man left him go rest, you know. Rocky me retire now. And the man go back for him man never know. The man say no one I saw them think they're rank, you know. Okay. Wow. You see every every big spot and state a military man control it.
Yes. The position.
Rachimi.
Mr. As I talk about that, Mr. Kenneth Russell mentioned something in his speech. All of these failed, JLP members that lost in the election have gotten positions in
Judge can't read properly, and I'm a chairman for National Rec Agency.
Remember, so they have Tappy nice. Remember, say they have one Indian mayor. Can't read, he can't do nothing.
You want
to St. Thomas.
Can't read.
Can't read.
If you Poland can't check it out. He said not do so well in a maths and my check something, boy, I tell you. Boy.
Jamaica is an absolute disgrace. I mean 100%. I am ashamed.
Boy, I'm not ashamed, I'm glad to see where the result look out. Make me not ashamed. When people give them good manifesto and good policy, they say no, them are sitting and can't work out. So carry them, them are something I like saying. And them are result at third term. I don't feel no way about it. I don't feel no way. I love my parents. You have good work and things like it. I do.
I'm saying to Mr. Mark Golding, because you're a very smart man. Don't let them get away with it in terms of when them took them, you know what I mean? Let the Jamaican people aware of what they're up to. Them cannot say that you never ask the proper questions and you never ask them for the accountability, and you know what I mean? So continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing more you can do because you're not the government. You're not the ruling government.
No,
you're the opposition. So don't sit down and and that's what he's doing. All them 6-7 questions that he asked yesterday in Parliament, they're very important questions. They've been documented. They can't say that they never asked the questions.
One thing people have to understand, when the JLP go and do a press conference, there's more weight when the questions are asked in Parliament and they depend on the Hansard and on record. So even though they might have watched the JLP answer the question in a press conference, they have to ask them in a Parliament. That is the responsibility of the opposition to make sure that they have them on record, on the answer. You see me? And that no people have to understand. Real talk.
What I don't understand is what's up with the Speaker of the House? Why is she so strict with a standing order?
I mean, no, there's not. Let me tell you, please, sorry to cut you off, but there's nothing wrong with being strict, But make sure it's on the two sides of the aisle. You understand what I mean?
I do understand, but she make it like as if she gives no leeway. She just
only strict on the PMP. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. So it's obvious. It is obvious that she's deliberately doing that.
Right. Absolutely.
Like she draw. You know what she did to MP
Listen, Dayton Campbell. No, listen.
We all shut up to the virgin from up in Linston there. You're not paying attention to the questions that already asked, and that was already on it's her tone.
No, but listen.
It's her tone and how she approached these people.
She's majoring in the minor, because if she just allow the man to ask a question, even if they might repeat one question, it's fine. The time would have done. But when you go interrupt them and there's a back and forth, you're wasting our time. And everybody else's time watching the Parliament. So people become disinterested. I just believe it's a way to aggravate the PMP. Right? And the other thing too. When our husband said, tell Dayton Campbell to shut up, why didn't she say to him, no, you're out of order? And he did it twice.
Hold on a second. Somebody said, Chris Lee said, bro, me live in Eastern Westmoreland and believe you me. Mr. Campbell don't do nothing for us. What do you mean do nothing? What you mean
first thing I have to ask. What that person expected?
Ignore that, please. Ignore that.
The government approve the project.
Ignore that. Brother, all you have to do All you have to
Hold on, let me
do,
just. Maybe
wait.
they're not aware. Sometimes people are not aware. Sometimes people feel like say, because they voted for you, they're obligated to come and do everything for you. Buy your
Listen,
food,
listen
pay
to
your
me,
rent.
Wiz. The
Yeah, but explain
argument,
to them
the
sometimes.
argument is already disqualified. The man is the one that said adopt a family program, right? And he has gotten persons houses through that adopt the family. So when somebody come and say he has not done nothing, that is a Labourite. That is nonsense. It's nonsense. All right? Straight up.
All this thing.
Straight up.
All right. Hold up. You know, I think I'm ready to say, it's a Bolo and lady. We can understand because we don't know how somebody not to be in jail. I like them a pressure the mayor. The mayor said, Mary, the man a clean up the town and wash up the place and clean the drain and that everything. Here comes a brother now. Come on a big straight, go fix road, go do that and bad up himself, but I tell the man some word and rare argument did they know.
Yo,
I
listen.
want to listen to it,
I the same thing again in Sydney. I same thing again in nonsense.
Well, I know,
I
but
JP the power. How you come in a parliament and tell everybody say MP don't get money for fix road?
Yes, well, I don't know. That's the part of my problem, you know. My problem is to what the brother say. The brother say, if you will step to me and touch me, become shoot fire shot in my town. And that the brother say, so that is something there, you know, brother. Right? It's a threatening word that the man saying that we go find the gun. He's supposed to put behind bars and we want the gun and they shoot them. It's a on the tape. The man said, when they touch me, I you did move away, man. They come for a shot night town. Some don't know how that brother they behind bars and you say, I don't know it's too big, too loud, they come for you.
All right, my darling, big up yourself. Yes. Well, him they have an interview for Andre Stevens' show last night. I haven't gotten an opportunity to listen it. You understand? But yeah, about Dr. Nathan Campbell, his contribution to Eastern Portland is there's no question about it. I'm not entertaining nobody that is gonna tell me that Dr. Nathan Campbell has done nothing for Eastern Portland. Eastern Westmoreland, sorry. That's nonsense. The man literally said to the PMP, yo, listen, I can't be the general secretary because of this crisis. He stood there in the community with the people. You understand? With limited resources on the ground, doing the best that he can. So nobody don't tell me that foolishness. Rubbish. I'm not entertaining nobody from my platform where tell me that. Obviously, you can't go help everybody, duh. So if you're talking about yourself personally, that's you. But collectively, there's no way you can tell me that. I have seen the evidence of him, many evidence of him. I can go on his Instagram right now. You understand? From them time that you know all the things that he has done. He has represented the people in parliament. You understand? There's no question about what the man has done. But back to the mayor. The mayor cleaning the drains. You can't, somebody said it, you cannot fix road in a hurricane season, brother. So you know so that I want done, so I want labor. Hold on, Sassy, I call. Go ahead, Sassy, talk your mind, darling.
I'm pissed off. I'm so mad. Bolo.
Yes, go ahead, speak. I have to mute the mic because
What,
we're on a
what,
record.
what Andre did to a country? Seriously now. Isn't there any way you guys can do anything around this man? Like, can you get him out? Well, can't come up with this poison?
Why
Listen, let me say Andrew go
Sassy?
to Jamaica. I want to come down there to do my business. And like I said, right now, I can't move because it's like this man, and in parasitic behavior. They mash up the place. I want a different kind of thing in the people mind, you know. I don't understand what's going on. None of this is making sense. And nobody's getting up and doing everything. Everybody just come on social media and talk. And nobody's saying, let's correct this man. It's hideous what he's doing. It's I don't know, man. I'm at a level where I just want to just freak out. I want to freak right out.
That's gonna tell me that. After the time came last one.
I don't know. This is not right. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, darling. I'm allowing you to speak as I can't back
Yeah,
and
man.
forth.
This man is a parasite on the land, and these people that he's bringing in. Rubio sat down. Andre just played the video. Rubio's sitting there, and Rubio is like, these people are the worst. He said we're getting them out of we want them out of our country because they're rapists and they're sex offenders. Like they basically saying he don't care what nobody think. This is who they are, and he don't want them in his country. And he's sending them off to I'm so angry I can't even think straight right now. Different places basically. So he want all these people off of their chests, right? Wanna take them and make clear up America, make America clean and nice. But you know, if you take them and then Jamaica cannot manage the parasites, them are down there already, they get trouble. Let me tell you something. You see when that man reach down there, all the police them gonna kill off down there. So make them keep on with you know notice from them talk about these people that come down there, so all the police them calm the police, cause you know see what they come at Jamaica. All Andre do a try to get 10,000 votes for coming. When I see the setting what they going on there with Andrew, and that you see, hey,
Boy, Sassy,
this
is
is this is so wrong in every freaking way possible. In every way you can set and think it's wrong. And nobody is making this, you know, like it should be mind blowing to all you people living on the land. Look how beautiful Jamaica is. Most people, when I've been in Jamaica, and I realize when I come down there, most of the people don't move about Jamaica to see the beauty what they live on, you know. When you go around Jamaica in a different way, Jamaica is beautiful. So I don't understand. I don't live around so much beauty. I don't know, protect it. Coming on social media, talking is not doing nothing for none of y'all. This gotta change. We come and we talk and say you guys gotta get up and nobody's doing nothing. I don't know if a KFC, I don't know if a opium, I don't know, but everybody's just quiet. And this quietness is devastating the land of God. This is God's property. And everybody just sits there and I'm pissed off now. It's crazy what I'm watching. It's not normal.
Hold it down, Sassy. My God. She said she dip on a different level right now. Me and we talk privately, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want her to cry on the platform. And she lives in Canada, you know. I understand. But I mean, Virgin, Marvin Edgar go out there what they are. Gonna see support to him get. Minimal. JLP people all laugh off of him. You understand what I deal with? So at the end of the day, as collectively as a people, yeah, we are the problem.
Thing we don't want them. I don't want them come here and behave themselves, you know. That's the truth. I don't want the refugee them come here and behave themselves, you know. Because since we can't know about it, we don't come do what we have to do. We don't want to behave themselves neither. You don't behave yourself. Act the way on yourself. Don't be no nice people. Let them see what I want. That they want.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that they want. I don't know how you can go approach people. America not even ask me. You jump up and approach them. I tell them so you will take them. Eh? I do not you just come here. When you go, who is you? You're the America embassy somewhere. When you come and suck up mud up a thing and no flag. What you gonna do that for, Juma? Eh? What you gonna do that for? Eh? We got to check the man and go I challenge pan we for. So you can jump and plane and go as you like. Anything start out here. Just you know what I talk here, man. Just make up in my anything happen, man, enough. So me see anything happen, man, brother. Me nah try to face nothing again because my body, everybody just a suck into it. So
And that's the thing. Because alright, look back. There's so many things we people them go to the street for. Look on the situation with the oil price then. With the fuel price them, when you call it diesel. $10, $12 book, right pan Brother, if the other country, brother, whole I street them black.
You must remember
You
some
see
of them
them
man
there. When they announce it, you would have see people in a drones. I make the government know say I won't do. This can't work, you know. But Jamaican people selfish, bro. Selfish, and they under spiritual they under spiritual witchcraft still. That is a fact. And Sassy know that too. Them under heavy witch. All of them will take the KFC from JLP. All of them when they have the cow from Dalrymple. All of them will take the shirt them with the money. My pastor don't tell them already, you know. Them under spell. Heavy witchcraft. And that's why everybody's to take all of the nonsense and nonsense. As simple as people want to see it. And as crazy as it might sound to some. Them under heavy witchcraft. And that's why people them just take everything, bro.
Nobody can talk to the Prime Minister. And you open your mouth say, man, shut you up. But what can that bully business did? Maybe a Prime Minister. Take your criticism, especially when you're
wrong. No, but you see, the conflict of interest in us, Sydney, and the fact say I'm wife, they up at top there, you know.
Yeah.
So I hit him a puff up in chest now. I try to defend him wife. Because she had the speaker. And Dr. Nathan Campbell say, yo, me have to ask my question. I want to do. I'm a constitutional right. And that is in the book. Right? I have to ask my question. I must be heard. So now, because Dr. Nathan Campbell wasn't. No, from what day Dr. Nathan Campbell start become himself again, you know. Because you know, say after I stamp, boy, that they knock him and see devastation and in there with the people. But if you notice, we are get back Dr. Nathan Campbell now. And they put it down in our shelf, you know. If you go on easy back for your time, you know. But right now, we are saying, Doctor, who is you if you come talk to me? Me a big man. And my mother alone talk to me, so. You out of that? I stop the man and stand up to them speaker of the house and something now. Obviously, you still have to try to be respectful. But if you're met with disrespect, you have to put people in their place.
Bolo, and the young people, the young lady them too. The young lady them kick off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like how them kick off and get the man them hot up.
Yo, me say nobody can say the PMP is being passive. Because yourself, Derval. Nobody can say the PMP is being passive. You understand? They might be diplomatic same way. But trust me, the fire burn hot.
Yes, man.
Fire burn hot. And they might represent the people them. So now the people them now, I only have to do the next part now, you know. So the rest of them for the group where they are going and protest. I want to lock up the what name? What about the name? Governor General. Yeah. Derval, they did Derval. I look like I did there, you know. Cause me feel you have a life. With the, like the rest of them I walk with you. I don't know if I see them rest of them.
I don't link up the man them. Eh? What a face, you dirty policeman that link up the man them. Handcuff them like say, the man them are this. And they seen the police come and say, me tell you to link them up, brother.
Exactly.
Eh?
The man
You just let them up,
back.
just
The
let them
man.
up. You let go the man them.
Yeah,
Check
the
the
man
handcuff
never tell you
and
to do that. Durval, come up, come tell me about that, Durval. Like what you did then. Come on, come give me the fullness of that situation there. Let me add you. Yeah, man. Yeah, Durval. Blessings, me general. Good. How you doing, sir? How you doing? Hold on, Durval. How you doing? All right, good. So the protest with the group, the human rights group, the rest of them. What did go down today? Give me a summary of what going on.
First, I must say, good afternoon, Bolo. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. We was about to dropping off a letter to the Governor General to get him arrested of our constitutional rights. You understand? So, he is a Colombian and something, you understand? We go up and police are shooting on them chest. Police are like police are them and say, and they go walk 3 meter away from King's house. You understand? 1 meter away is straight them from King's house. It's straight them from King's house. That 100 meter. What can go so? Drive with them all somebody and little button. And what's going on in the chest? Yeah, what's going on in the chest?
Mighty God.
Yeah. The simple letter will jump off to the Governor General.
So I was watching you, and you were walking along the road at one point. What took place there? The Jeep was following you guys?
Yeah, I was to the Arbitrary Station. And people, they want to impair them character.
Wow.
Them fellow was to the police station. Yeah.
So you say them beat beat some of the man them?
Yeah, put them back in them chest. And put gun in them chest.
Put gun?
Yeah, chest.
So, but no. So hold on. Wouldn't video all of that? What a serious up this, man. A serious legal situation this. Mighty God.
And them walk me gun and put me on them.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, we get permit for my protest November the 10th. We get permit for the one for the walk. We get permit for it.
For when? No, Mr. Paul Buchanan case I go on the 22nd. Still on, right?
Yes, I'll be in the courthouse with still.
Hey, Patrick Ray, you say you want to ask one question. What you say, bro?
Bless up, Bolo. Respect. Uncle Sydney, man. Afternoon. The question I want to ask, with all of them corruption and them fine to be charged and all these things and this court business, where them keep on go to the court for struck out subsection this and all of that need to change, you know. Them law they need to change, you know.
Yeah, but the law can't change with this government in a power.
That law need to stop. They need to cut that out because once you stick your finger, you're corrupted like that with sticky finger, and you are found with questionable situation. They shouldn't encourage them to be about strucking out nothing. You understand? And that more say really, you know, all of them think they have real corruption in the brother.
Well, Andrew Honest can telling liar themselves to do what them are doing now. That not really affect much, you know. They have the right to challenge and do all we want to do. Right? But the law is the law. And it is the court's duty. It's the court's duty to uphold the law and observe the law as the law stands.
Yeah, it shouldn't be about the challenging the FID or whatever they might challenge. That's not right.
What we need is clear, you know, code of conduct that is mandatory for politicians to sign. So say for instance, Andrew Wheatley case will come up. Signing that mandatory code of conduct for the name come up in this, he have to remove himself. Based off you understand the code of conduct that he have the mandatory sign. So hold on. They can put those things in law. But this government not doing that, brother. You need a new government to establish those laws.
That's what I'm thinking, because at the end of the day, once them say you are a suspicion, you're under suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
They should remove them from and interview them. And if them find to be fully charged, they should be behind bars.
No, well, listen. When you mix it up. The IC cannot charge anybody, you know. But they recommended him to be charged, and that recommendation go to the DPP. That alone is enough for him to remove himself. The charges are too serious. You understand?
What I'm literally saying, Bolo, once he's been charged,
they not got prisoner and pay $5 million.
No. Forget more $5 million.
No, man, that is the law. That is the law. I'm explaining the law to you.
If me are the judge, me no business about the law.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You talk about the public court of opinion. You understand? But when it comes to the law different. Cardamite, might pick up yourself.
15 years to 35 years, each of them are get.
They need to put that in the law for true. They need to put that in the law. Remember saying other countries, you know, politicians, them would have like shoot them. They would have shoot them. Firing squad, disgrace. You feel them I deal with in other countries. Well serious. Well serious.
All asset seize. Everything take away from them.
$164 million the man can't explain. That means him have other money, you know. But he can't explain the $164 million, you know. I want to understand that, you know. Him have money when explaining, you know. But $164 million can't explain, you know, according to the Integrity Commission report, you know.
Yeah.
That is madness. That's dangerous.
They're criminals.
These are
people who rob jewelry. Jewelry brings truck robbers. These guys, money truck robbers, bank robbers. That's what they are. They're real criminal, intelligent criminal. That's what they are, you know. Intelligent criminals.
All right, my boss. Derval, you have anything else you want to add, me, G? Yeah, man, respect Pata.
Hold on, the Derval. With the police, them doing that too, you know? I think those police break the law, you know, because
of course.
To be honest, you know, human rights for protest is a part of your human right. Mm-hmm. So all this nonsense about what you call it, paperwork, where you know you're legal to protest, when you're supposed to can demonstrate without none of them bullshit where they back up serve me language for
your life. Good man.
Without them nonsense where they back up with more. But I guarantee you any money at that big nose, sweet pepper nose man. Bring out them rubbish. Look, Bolo, don't call that man name because I'm not praising Satan. I'm telling you straight. If
that is funny, honey.
His photograph on my phone and I'm listening some nonsense he's talking in my mom's house, she tell me to get out her house. She don't want to hear that. Demon voice in her house. This is not a joke.
That are for real.
So
Where's the Cardamite? Cardamite said the DPP will not prosecute it. I don't know how she will not.
well, if that not happen,
If she don't do that, we say it already. The entire island need to raise up immediately. Listen, the man them have Dennis Chang at the FID. We make that rock. Because as a country, we don't do nothing. And one protest go on. You understand? Him still there at the FID. Nobody never march go down there. You understand? Like down in office. And make him know say you have to go. No, me tell you, see other country. Yo, me I tell you, brother, when the public then seriously go up on you and pressure you, you have to come out the office, you know. Relentless. Relentless. Peaceful protest. And when I tell you, brother, you have to lift up.
Don't charge him. Anyhow, they don't charge him. This is how you know that Jamaica is at its
Jamaica done, man. Jamaica done.
Right through.
Done.
Right through. Done. Tell you the truth, if me would have been a judge to even try these cases, 15 to 35 years, all asset seized from even in your next life, your asset will be seized.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But member say, we'll see what happen with the DPP, because we are watching what going on. You know. Me we call them might say because the way the country corrupt, a lot of people are going to hold a view the way in hold. You know, it is what it is. But we are going to see what going on, because it thing can't continue that way, brother. There has to be a breaking point. But that's how we wait for the breaking point.
Of course.
That's how we wait for the breaking point. Because no one person can do this now. Everybody have to rise up together and raise their voice in concert. And I believe it's going to be spontaneous. I don't know what it's gonna be for the straw that break the camel back. I don't know what the straw is going to be. But the straw is coming.
That's breaking the camel back.
Yeah, the straw is coming.
It's about them people that were not carrying in Jamaica now. How do they know these people are not HIV people?
No, that's a good point. Last night we talked about that. The medical state of these people. It's not just HIV. Only party, the mental, exactly.
How do they know that?
Exactly.
Them run got pick up alpha. Listen, America didn't offer it to them, and them go do it and pick up the alpha, you know.
Yeah.
Them pick up the alpha.
Yeah.
And them pick up that alpha, you know. America did not tell them, say, we need you to take these people. America didn't ask them for that. They were the one.
When me see Jamaican people serious, Bolo is going to be right there beside you. You remember good.
Hold on. Stick a woolly pop in. You remember in the 90s when I was school days, when them put must say $10 on the gas?
Yeah.
And Eddie tell them say green shirt out. We don't know where them get all whole car from, all fridge, all this, 3 limb, and them bun down Jamaica for almost a week. You remember?
Yes.
Right. I don't need to happen in Jamaica right now. These are the things need to be happening. Trust me.
And look, that's what I'm saying. Look how they put $10 and $12 on diesel the other day. And everybody quiet.
Because these nasty Labourite government, them no want to lose them visa. Them visa, them interested in, them not interested in the people in Jamaica. They're not. They're not.
My side, we should have the 100,000 likes already with 262 on there. You know. We don't tap up the screen, man.
You understand? You understand what I'm coming up?
Yeah.
Really and truly remember when Eddie said, green shirt out, who was leading the charge? Eddie himself. And the people have burned down Jamaica, you know.
That was super illegal still, you know.
I know that. But they, look, let me explain this.
Then should I lock him up? Then should I lock him up?
You see them nasty jail here. I know that. But you see them nasty jail here. Them not care, you know, when them a riot or demonstrate, you know. A fight, you know. Peer fight. You understand? But anyway, Bolo, as we say, he should have been on the judge panel, the panel. 15 years to life, may I give the man. And then I said, see, even in the next life,
Yes.
Everything for season. Them too damn deep.
True, man.
Hold on. You can ask the next question.
Yeah.
One last question, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
The Uncle Sydney, I hope you're there, you know. The question I'm going to ask you now. Was Jamaica willed to sweet pepper nose and him
It
wife
appears to
and
be.
him
It
father?
appears to be. It appears so. It appears so. Because Nara essentially making me king.
Jamaica, no, before the Nara business we attack, it seems like it was willed to them. Like maybe grandmother or him grandfather or him mother or father did dead and will it and say, here is Jamaica, all the land belong to you and your Bigfoot wife.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know? And if then them will down a Portland side to the big ugly nose one. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Look, I don't call these people name, you know. I don't call their name because they are devils. They are devil worshippers. I'm gonna mix up with them thing there.
Yeah, man. Unclean spirits.
They're unclean. They're unclean. Looking at the man. Look, I don't even like looking at a photograph. And if, say, for instance, I'm on TikTok and I see the man photograph, I change it quick. Because the man looking deep in the man, you can see the demon in him.
For real, man. Drebrian, big up. For real, man.
For real, man. Honestly.
Uncle Sydney, where I say? Man, ask that question, you know.
Come again. Never said Uncle Sydney. When I say, once Jamaica will to Lord forgive me, may I almost call him name. Father, please forgive me. I don't want to say. Did Jamaica will to this man?
Pepper nose.
And him picnic them.
Pepper nose. Craven it. Craven it.
The people them give him the authority. Because you can't see a man so wicked and give him 3 times long in there. You know, see every time you talk to him say, he get him man there the 3rd of September last year. And then like this was what the people them doing. So he look like he will to him for truth. Because you can't tell me say, all right, me agree say them do look stealing in the election. But if he never get so much voting, he couldn't give so much, brother.
And the biggest thing in Sydney are the people them will never come out come vote.
You know that me I say?
That are the biggest thing.
Them give him it. Then give him the right.
Yeah.
So then give him the right, you know, brother. And that is it.
That
you can't look at man, look what you know, say the man wicked. And you still tell me, say, good God, look at him, man, you still don't make this man win back again. Eh? And win back, and not even 1 or 2 seats. 5 seats you have over you. 5. Eh? Yeah. That means every decision, it's not even 6. 1 6, 2 6, 3 6, you still can't get a vote. 4 6 is I'll vote more than you in the house. You know, to say the people are stupid, man. You know the reason why I'm talking. I'm a bread, you know the reason why I'm talking. PMP get 100,000 more new voters when never vote yet, you know. I'm doing 14 and 14 and I lose one, so people come out and vote for me. But if I never say the man, we never think we say, man.
Listen, the real Prime Minister of Jamaica, you know, hold on, Durval. The real Prime Minister of Jamaica is Mark Jefferson Golden. That's the real Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Go through Durval. Durval I wait long time.
When we see after Monday, there will be a new Jamaica after Monday because we know Andrew is cannot and will not win Monday because when we see, and when we come to meeting this morning, and when we observe and what from here, Monday, a judgment.
Oh, you're talking about Paul Buchanan case? Yeah, Paul Buchanan is very confident as well. And
no doubt about it, Bolo. No doubt about this, Bolo.
Yeah, I'm very confident.
He's a whipping.
I'm very confident. And him say, well, I know, Paul Buchanan say, well, and Durval talk after. Me just want to interject and say this. Sensitive, Paul Buchanan say, if the courts don't do the right thing, Privy Council straight.
Yeah.
Straight.
I don't believe the people. I don't believe they must sit down and make their reputation go. So a Supreme Court, this, you know, man. I don't like man court. And if you and this have open door and a closed door thing, this. So That's why we say, then now go see long and make him get so. Got them reputation, it's at state.
Yeah, but the law, as I understand it, is very clear, you know. There were multiple breaches, you know. And you just need one. And they have testimonies. And you just need one. So that is it.
Station then. Yeah.
One at a time, one at a time. Mute to yourself. Mute to yourself. Mute the other mic.
Evidence. The evidence to know that this man here is enough witness. And the three ruler. Condoms. You understand, to be in court. To be in court on Monday. So people, it's a Monday, it's not a pretty Monday. It's not a pretty Monday. And guess what? They're the court. You understand? I'm straight and do this area. So Monday, Monday, here about the booking case Monday. Is that a Monday? You have to call early election. Let me tell you that. Is it an early election or a by-election? One to the two. Yeah.
Once the judge do what he's supposed to do, he will no longer be the prime minister.
Yeah, man.
That also know.
Monday the 22 will be live stream from outside. We can't go to the phone. We're gonna make one of my friends at the phone also the live stream outside. But I'm gonna come out, me and the Buchanan and Tika and the team talk to but I'm going to court. You understand?
Yeah.
And the 10 people of July, with the Buchanan be and the walk with me too, we're gonna walk down the commission police office, we're gonna walk with the city as well. I need the answer about analyzing people them with them analyze. You understand?
Right.
We got many more schools coming up too. We got many more posts to come too. We got one in October. We got one day the plan yet. We got one in November too. That one the plan in November. Yeah.
All right, the general.
Monday at the judgment here Monday. Yeah.
All right.
So the question I'm still asking, so if he loses that court case, you're not calling him.
Yeah.
So if he loses the case now, finally, so what will be taking place?
He must remove himself automatically. He will not be the prime minister anymore. Somebody in the JLP will have to take that post. That's gonna be a bangarang if that should happen because you know them not really united.
13 of them corrupt so far, you know.
Well, no, it's not even that. You know them not really united. There's people that want the post of prime minister that they not really support Andrew. They would love Andrew left, but they can't talk. Or they choose not to speak. You understand? So that's gonna be a bangarang. And then there has to be an election. A re-election has to be done in that particular constituency with Andrew and Paul Buchanan. And then all the things that happen that cause the actual court case, they have to make sure it don't happen in that next election. So there will be a Zoom focus on those things not happening.
But the thing is, those people are still there in Jamaica. They are in the office of Ignorance Man.
Oh, you mean the JLP?
No, man. Durban know me talking about the people that look like Jesus with blue eye. That's what Durban used to call them. That's what Durban used to call them. Blue eye.
Yo.
And them look like Jesus, as what Durban used to call them. So they are still.
But a one victory and a one battle at a time, So, if the court does the right thing, that's gonna be huge. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the world is going to say, man?
Huh? When you lose up, the police them just come and say, you know what, enough of you, handcuff, because all of this meet the judge or your maker. That is a criminal offense, That's treason.
can't tell police force to analyze your citizen. That's a criminal offense.
Yeah, I mean, but the learned counsel, Isaac Buchanan, say, who is going to arrest their boss?
Yo, Bolo, you are moderator, yeah? I hope you are reading your wine there.
I want one.
This is something, vibes, kiss me teeth, buy with them, free, something like that. No, what's the comment section, man?
No, man, vibes, I know, maybe I look upon the context I message wrong.
No, probably. She put the person at the top. Text first. Remember, Bolo are Christian, you know, man. Don't forget to the man are Christian as well, you know, man. You know, I'm a Christian, bro. That's why when we did swear, I have to apologize fast.
Yeah, respect, man.
This one general. I know she was replying to the person who do that nonsense, but that's what I asked me if you No, man, I know what you're saying. I know she was replying to someone, but keep them.
No, I mean, I can't stop somebody from typing like that in the chat, really. I don't encourage it, but you can't stop them from doing that.
Keep them away.
Yeah, understand. I would hope that they're not. Usually the life is, it clean, in our comment section. Anybody who are unscrupulous, we just remove them. You know what I mean? But me I go boogie still, any final words?
We didn't get a drama yesterday when this crazy one from over Labourite Life called herself Madam Speaker.
No, so hold on. The Labourite, they still show their head pan it. They're not ashamed.
Hold on, no, man. Me I go get the drama. Yesterday she not say America sanction England. You have to go back, sir. When and where?
America sanction England.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is a possibility. Sanction them how? It's a possibility,
Me again, no, brother.
No, it's a possibility, but what am I going to do to England? England are really into America right now. It's not a state we are begging. Them have allies overseas. They can't stand up on their own 2 foot. So what that do?
We stand on our own legs.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
We fight anywhere.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. England in attack with China. England have good relationship with China. So I don't understand what they must say. What people need to understand is this. No disrespect to the United States, but they are not the empire of Earth.
Of the world, no more.
That particular power structure, they have in their own, because of their own sin, because Jamaica did it for them sin, Because God appoint to want to appoint even nations and lift them up, In their own sin, it will be them reproach. You understand? Them will go faster because of it. Because of certain things that they have allowed in their culture. You feel? And that goes to every single nation. So where you have now, there's a separation of powers happening in the world.
Yeah, man, the world
you feel me I say? Geopolitically. That's why, America never really have them way with Iran. Because a whole heap of people stand off and say, no, brother, we really are doing. You can't do that.
War right now in Senton, but somebody just texts it. There's a war in Senton? Is that a real thing? Or
what do you mean by that? Well, that don't mean that there's a war in Senton. Oh, a warship, you see? Context. Warship. Yeah, warship. Yeah, we have to be careful, because they think they can cause panic and emotional damage.
It did it from this morning. No. You did it from this morning. You did it from this morning. Yeah.
Anyway, gentlemen, me I go book because me there about 5 hours now.
Blessed, yeah.
So me I say, before you guys leave on TikTok, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. Just click on my face and the link is in the bio. For the videos that I do on YouTube, the lengthy ones, obviously the discussion, I'm usually live on YouTube at the same time and it's being recorded. So it's important for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Alright? And I put out video uploads and you can share them for different topics and news.
The pastor that's preaching this morning was wicked. I was listening to that one.
That a Pastor Peter Chambers?
Yes, man.
Yeah, I recorded it. I'm gonna post that too. 1 hour. Yeah, man, I'm gonna post that as well. But blessings, my people. The word is love. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the support. Derval, big up yourself. All the guests that came on. Wiz was the catalyst. Salute to you, Wiz. Clive. You understand? Everybody. Manners and respect. Look more. Zine. Big up. People. Later, yeah, Bolo VNR. Wally for respect. Bolo TBV. Look more. Zine.